Hello and welcome to Rollingleft, where we are playing D&D. Today we have our wonderful DM, different DM, because our typical DM is out at the moment. So Christy Winters has volunteered to run a game for us today called The Joy of Extradimensional Spaces. And with that, I'm going to switch it over to her and she can explain everything else.
My character is Sarielle Holm. She's based off of Sherlock Holmes. She is a wizard investigator. She is a high elf. She has green eyes, pale skin, and strawberry blonde hair. She's short for a high elf and she's just very small, which is why she needed to make up for it with her smarts. So much so that she is way too overly confident about her intelligence. She's the kind of person who, even though gets things right a lot, when she gets things wrong, she still thinks that she's being right. She was just testing you, see if you could. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. What's your character's name again? Espen. Yes. So me, me and Micro's character have a dynamic already, and he's like my himbo Watson and just fangirls over me and my intelligence. Oh, what else would they learned about me? Oh, that I really like solving mysteries.
Oh, myself. What is my character's name? I don't know. Um, what happens when you make a character like 15 minutes before the start of things? Um, oh, don't mess with my mouse. My name is Olhal Mitnir. I am a blue lizard folk. Uh, yeah. Um, uh, who is the bastard child of a dragon and a artificer whose name dad who never met. But mom's a dragon. Dad's some artificer he's never met. Name probably starts with an E, honestly. Um and we haven't done that yet, so it's not even a callback. It's a foreshadowing. I'm foreshadowing something that may happen.
Oh Lord.
Chrissy, I hope Chrissy's listening.
Oh my God. I'm so
But
done
yeah,
with you.
he is very curious about the world and likes to make sure that everything that he tests out things. Mostly, you probably have noticed is that he tests things out with his mouth. And so, if there's something new, he'll just like put it in his mouth or just gnaw on it for a little while, just to learn more about it that way. Yeah, he's like, "Ah." Yes. Ooh, oh, blue lizard. Um, looks like I don't know a blue lizard. Very thick scales. Very soft, thick scales. Not a. He's a more of a tropical lizard, less of a desert lizard. He's a sorcerer, a dragon bloodline sorcerer. Makes sense.
detailings and brass handles on the doors.
Well, if this door is a little ajar, I'm just going to go ahead and reach over and push it open.
All right, now Christy gets to have fun with dynamic lighting. Let me. What I learned the trick is you really gotta zoom in. Gotta zoom in on this. All right. Okay, I think that's definitely
we figured
enough.
out where he went.
There you go.
Mm.
What's this?
Where did he go?
Funny little creature?
Yes. So as you walk into the room, let me grab it up. You see. Sorry, being a little bit. This is a very obviously like it's kind of like a study. Again, very comfortable room. There's hardwood floors. You can see on the far wall of this room that's facing you a floor-to-ceiling bookshelf. There are even more books resting on several large scarlet armchairs that are placed around the room and small wooden tables. There are also several paintings on the wall, and as you walk in, you see that there is a fluffy black cat curled up on one of the chairs. As you are entering, you're Horat, right?
Yes.
As Horat enters, the cat sort of gets up from his chair, it stretches, looks at you, sits back down, says, meow.
Horat gets a giant smile on his face and walks over to pet the cat.
You're going to get a tail.
Go ahead and give me an animal handling check.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, you walk over and you hold out your hand and it immediately like starts to put the side of its face up like it wants you to pet it right behind the ears. So yes, it's just definitely petting you, sort of like receptive to your cuddles.
I just look back. What is everybody else doing?
I am going to. Olha is going to walk in and see the cat and try his best imitation of cat purring that his little lizardy throat can do.
All right, you want to do me a performance?
I'm imagining you doing what like alligators do, like when they
Yes.
communicate.
Yes,
to
it
try to mate.
sounds nothing like purring, but he's going to try. I'm sorry, you said performance? 7.
Yeah, the cat sort of like it looks over at you and its ears kind of go back and slightly flat, but then Horat is scritching like under its chin now, so the cat
I'm
gets
gonna pick
distracted.
it up and I'm gonna walk it out of the room with me.
And while all this is happening,
Right.
Sarielle is trying her best to explain to
Caspin. If it's me.
Caspin that, okay, what I mean when we figured out where he went, I mean we said a word that transported us here. So I'm guessing that he is here because that's what happened to us.
Oh,
So she's just like trying to explain.
but he's not
Horat
here.
walks into the hallway with the cat in hand.
Aww,
Kitty!
cat.
And he goes, well, they have a cat.
I like this
Going
place.
down the hallway.
So,
Mark's just going to walk away from that.
I think we can assume that they have been here enough to take care of a cat.
I suggest that we go down the
Unless
hallway
there's enough
and figure out
rats
what
for
the
a
noise
cat
is.
like this.
Have you seen any rats?
No, have you seen any rats?
Well, then clearly the cat has eaten them.
Sarielle is gonna start heading toward the noise. She's gonna be like, okay.
I am gonna follow.
I'm gonna go down this way.
All right.
And Christie's nightmare will
Yes.
split the party.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. All right,
You're one of my himbos.
So Yes, this sucks. All y'all go in one direction because I'm not going to run two different narratives. I'm just not.
Pug's going to
That's
notice
what
them
we
going the
decided.
other
I'm gonna-
way and turn around and catch up.
Thank you. Okay, so let me get the dynamic lighting for this room. There's going to be a lot of this tonight. Because the room that has the noise, you go past the staircase that you saw, and the room has the noise behind it. Actually, it's actually opened up a little bit, and the cat, as you approach this room, Horat, sort of like gets wiggly and jumps down and kind of jumps out of your arms. Not like it's mad at you, but just like, okay, I'm done now. I want to do something else, and it slides into this room.
Into this room here.
Mm-hmm.
Is there
Yep,
supposed
and
to be lighting in this room?
There should be.
Okay.
Hold on.
Okay.
There
I
is-
can see it.
There is lighting into this one.
Okay. Well, if
Hold
I
on
It might
one
just
walk,
be
second.
'cause-
So you see.
Targ
You should be able to
sees two creatures.
Yep. Does everybody? I guess can you move in the room? I can maybe
Okay.
move these creatures over because it's not like it's combat or anything. Right. So let me just read the text now, and then you guys can move in.
They
The
look
aroma
like
of
fat,
cooking
grumpy
permeates
gremlins.
this. The aromas of cooking permeates this kitchen. A large iron stove takes up one wall, and the rest of the room is filled with large tables and racks lined with hanging pots and pans and cooking utensils. Everything is sparkling clean. You see two creatures you would recognize as homunculi coming over with flapping wings. Two small forms land on the nearest table. They bow low before you, and one of them says, "How can we be help to our honored guests? Do you need anything cooked or cleaned or maybe mending your clothes? We would love to help you. I'm Coriander, and this is Cumin." Cumin's like, "Hello. Please, honored guests, come in."
They've named you after spices and herbs.
Yes. Well, we
This-
do most of the cleaning.
I'm just gonna open my mouth to try to like fight it. Not aggressively, just like, you seem tasty. I want to see
It'll
if
flap
he's
like, "Oh no. If you're hungry, we can make you something to eat. We've got some fresh cooked bread and we've got some soup on. Would you like? Please come in. We can have something to eat. We've got water and we've got milk. We've got juices. Please come in."
not gonna try.
have you seen
where did I go?
Fistandia around here?
Why can't I go?
We're crowded. There's too many of us in here.
No,
Stay out
but I
there.
should be able to move in. I'm just like stuck on
Got
something.
it for me. So tiny.
Which one are you? The guy with the brown hair and
There you
the.
go. See,
Yeah,
You in.
but I couldn't get down here
Okay.
for some reason.
because there's stuff there.
Please
You're not
don't
allowed.
put the creatures in your mouth.
Ah.
No. No,
As she
and
says
looks-
that, I'm gonna go
Inanimate
and like.
objects.
Has not
Put
put isn't gonna try to eat it, but has definitely not closed his mouth yet.
I'm gonna put my
as she
arm
says-
in his mouth and just be like,
No. I'm gonna go do that as you say it. Like I'm gonna go get the creature out of your mouth.
Not in my mouth. I'm not
Oh.
eating it. I'm just
Yeah, my arm is in his mouth.
Oh.
A cumin is why I'm more like, ooh. Coriander just looks at
Oh.
Horat and says, "Fistandia, we haven't seen her for a very long time. It's been a long time since she's been here. It's pretty much just us and the cats and, well, and the fairy dragons, really. It's not very much going on. Pretty boring. That's why we'd love to serve you. It's been so long since we've had guests. Please do come in. We have fresh bread and soup."
When was the last time he was here?
Oh, we don't really know, like, how long. It's been a long time. A long time. A long time.
I
That's
see.
a
And
long
what's
time.
beyond these rooms here?
Oh, well, there's some really nice rooms. Well, there's a library at the end of the hall. It's It's kind of weird though, because something keeps piling up books in that room, and we put them back in the shelves, and they keep piling them up. I don't know what that is.
In the library, you say?
Yes, in the library. And then there's the arboretum. That's on the other side of the house. There's some fairy dragons in there, but they're just mischievous. They won't
Oh.
do you any harm.
Are they named Arbor?
Oh, I don't know. They don't talk to us really. They just try to pull tricks on us. So mostly we go in there to turn the drift globe lights on at night or sometimes in the day to get some light in here for the plants. But
Christy, what's the name of the guy that just went missing?
yes, his name is Matrius.
Matrius.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to ask them, has someone named Matrius come by recently?
Kuhlman, do you remember seeing anybody? No, we've been in the kitchen. No, we've been in the kitchen and this for today. I haven't seen anybody. No.
Well,
But we've been very busy in
see?
here, or we might have been in the arboretum. If somebody came in, we don't always hear them. That's why we didn't hear you come in.
where's
That
the
is true. We checked the
where's the
library.
library at?
The library is at the end of the hall.
I think we should check out the library.
That the one with the cat?
It's past the cat. It's where the
Hmm.
cat likes
That
to
one's-
sleep. Yeah, that's where Charcoal likes to sleep.
Oh, his name
Oh, but
is
you must have something to
Charcoal.
eat, please. The dining room is right through here. You can always just come and have something to eat. It's been so long. Do you need anything mended? Do you have any patches on your clothes
Oh,
or
what do
anything?
you got? Let's see what you got.
Okay.
Please,
What do you-
please.
I'm
Where's
gonna
this
go ahead and
dining
check out
room
the
at? I'll
library.
go into the dining room.
We're not
splitting.
we're not
party.
splitting up.
Okay.
Following us.
I want to look at the library.
No, that's too bad because we're gonna go. I want food.
Well, for later anyway. For later. That's they open the door to the dining area. You
Is
heading
this
in?
like another room or a balcony? Like
That's like a
All right,
window.
pause.
floor?
I need
Oh, sorry.
everyone to pause. Who walked in? Who's the blue dragon?
That's me. That's all.
You walked in first.
Yes.
All right, then. I'm going to need everyone to go ahead and click on your tokens
Oh.
We're doing this
and
already.
roll initiative.
Oh, how do I roll initiative? I haven't done this.
Yes, we are.
Oh,
You have to click on your token.
and then you click on the place that says initiative.
My initiative.
So first, let me do. I'll just
When I
describe what
take
it looks
spell,
like
I'm
so
just
you
gonna do
know.
it over and over again.
What you see when you walk in is there are large windows that form the entirety of one of the walls, and it looks out on 3 planted beds with vegetation. But beyond that, it's just a purple miasma, like a magenta, dimly lit miasma that kind of pours a sort of purplish light into the front side of that room. Within the room, there is a crystal chandelier that it hangs above a table. The table itself is made of dark wood, and 6 matching dark wood wooden chairs, dark wood wooden chairs with scarlet cushions surround the table. A 7th chair sits alone in the far corner. But as you walked past the tables, Earl, what's your name? Sorry, I can't remember. New character names. I'm bad at names anyway.
Olha?
Trying to
Whose
stretch out
character?
my initiative. Ohan, yeah. Where are you in the initiative order? I don't see you.
15.
How come I'm not seeing? Yeah.
No?
Click on your token.
Look, yeah, it's select.
Okay.
Roll it again.
Okay. I'll
You
tell
didn't
you
have
what. Just
okay.
yeah, roll it again while you have it highlighted. Yeah. And then I'll just
do
put
that.
in 15.
Like, thank you.
No.
Oh, you have a weird point something too.
There we go. Did that work that time? No, that's so weird.
Nope, still didn't
I
work.
don't know why I'm doing that.
All right. Let me see what I can do. And see if I can fix it.
Does that do it?
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know why. Just me.
I don't
It's been
know
really
why
slow.
it did it when I think it rolled it for me.
Yeah.
Okay. 15. I don't think we need the point. Yada yada. All right. Well, this is a surprise round. So yeah, one of the chairs lashes out at you.
Why? Why would you do this to me?
Yeah, I know, right?
Did nothing to you, chair.
And
This
Ook.
is just rude. I don't
16
appreciate
hit.
Who? Oha? Yes.
All right. You are grappled by a chair. And oh yeah, you get damage too. How come I didn't roll the damage? That's silly.
Oh,
Stuff.
that is.
Okay.
That's a lot of damage.
That's a lot of damage.
When you're
Oh,
first
that is a lot
level,
of damage
yeah.
from a chair.
That is so much damage.
That was
That is all but one of my hit points.
Oh.
Wah! All right, but now everyone else gets to whack at it. So, Caspin, you see a chair suddenly attack your new mate.
no.
He's not trying to put his mouth on it or anything.
The furniture. Stop that furniture. In the name of the. No, wait. And I go like I stop halfway through my sentence of condemning the chair as I go to attack it with a battle axe. Two-hand. No, sorry, one-handed. I get my shield and my battle axe out and get ready to
Okay.
attack it.
All right, attack away.
That's not gonna work. That's a crit fail.
No. All right, we got it out the way. You got it out the way. Yeah, no more crit fails for you.
As I stumble over one of the other
All right.
chairs.
Yes. It just comes down into the nice hardwood floors now. There's just a battle axe in the floor. Horat.
I see
You s-
this.
Yes, what do you do?
Lad, if you're going to kill a chair, you've got to kill it like this. I pull out my
I
great
didn't
sword,
realize that was a specific
and
way to
I'm
kill
going to
chairs.
flank the chair.
Ah, nice. Okay. We're gonna call that. I guess we'll Chrissy rules, so we'll go call that advantage.
25.
Nice.
Yeah, that's gonna hit. Go ahead
15
and roll your
damage.
damage.
15 damage.
Whoa. Yes. So as your great sword smacks into this thing, you notice that actually now that you're like up close, it's a bit on the shabby side, and the wood seems a little bit almost desiccated. And yeah, you just clunk it, and you really did like considering the wood you thought it was, you did a lot of damage to.
And I point at it and go, see, this is how you do it. You do
Sarielle's gonna clap.
downstrokes,
All right.
not side strokes. You're going to hit the table.
Are we not attacking the table? So it's not
the
all
chair,
the furniture.
you idiot.
Oh, I thought it was all the furniture.
All right.
No, it's just the chair frown.
Wilha.
Aha.
Okay.
Mhm.
Oh no, that's you know.
It's you.
It is me. Okay, I'm still grappled by this horrible thing, right?
Yes.
You are.
I'm
You
gonna
are
give it.
grappled by
I'm gonna give it a hug, and
Crush it.
not crush it. I'm gonna give it a hug with all four of my limbs, and
Oh,
the electricity is gonna jump out of me, and I'm gonna shocking grasp it out of it.
all right. Go ahead.
What a shock.
Oh
With a
no!
vengeance.
With a 13.
13 hits.
Woo! Yay me! One whole D8 of lightning damage.
All right.
It's 3 damage.
All right.
Zap.
You zap him.
Nice.
He's not looking too much worse, but he's not looking any better. All right. Sarielle.
Okay.
What are you going to do?
I going to cast only attack spell I have. Firebolt.
Okay.
So disadvantage.
That disadvantage.
Why is it?
But
Why
if
is it
it's the one,
disadvantage?
if it's the one holding Ulha,
There is only the one. Right
Yeah,
now.
it's just
yeah, then
the one.
you're within 5.
I think your character is affecting your.
Can you just take a step back? Like she could use her movement.
There we go.
Step back.
No,
Take it
just
back now,
hadn't
y'all.
you hadn't done that.
One firebolt this time.
Yeah. Yeah,
Boom.
fair enough. Fair enough. 13 will hit.
And
So
I
you do one
one.
damage. Bunk it for
One.
1.
1 point of damage.
All right, you're wearing him down. You're wearing him down, y'all. Oh, where did he go in the? Hold on, I have to put my mimic in the. All right, shit. Targ, you haven't gone yet, right?
Nope.
Okay, so I am going to. For some reason, the mimic his initiative didn't show up, so I am going to go ahead and add him after you.
Don't think he
Because-
rolled his
and-
initiative. Because
Yeah,
you
but where is it in the
did-
turn order?
You didn't roll his, you rolled Ulha's.
No, he's done.
So that's why it didn't
Right,
show.
but
You
I
didn't
rolled all
roll it.
powers. I thought,
No, the
Yeah.
mimic is down at the bottom with a 10.
you see it? No, I just put it in. Yeah, I just put
Yeah.
it in though.
Yeah, you didn't roll it before. That's why. Anyway,
Correct.
Frank's gonna
Well, I
jump on
thought
the
I
table.
had. I thought I had. Yeah.
with his glaive
Yep.
and do a downward stroke. I'm assuming 20
All
hits.
right. Yeah, 20 will hit.
7
slashing. All right. People bought healing potions, right?
Nope.
No, you didn't tell us we could.
We have money.
Yeah, I have like 5.
Oh,
Well,
okay,
that's okay.
alright,
I know,
alright,
I know how to
okay.
make. I know
I
how to
have
make
10
healing
gold.
potions. We're good.
I can heal a little bit.
Okay. Never know what'll happen. All right. 726. It is looking so close to death. This thing is looking like it's barely holding itself together. But with its dying breath, it is going to give you a bite.
Ooh.
Or Olha. So let's hope he sucks. Oh, there he is. Okay, showed up. All right.
11.
There's an 11 hit.
No. I'm
Yay.
good.
Ah, he misses. Very good.
He hits my shiny blue scales, and they kind of ripple a little bit.
With some little sparks,
Little
All
sparks.
right. Perfect. All right. Now let me reorder this because I put the order.
He is
There we
like,
Who's Eldon?
Okay. So,
who is-
Show the chair dominance.
he sounds like a complete weirdo.
Yeah,
Caspian.
that is definitely the name of a weirdo. Also that I'm gonna like get up like downstrokes, right, and I'm gonna attempt to hit him. 15, that hits.
mm-hmm.
11.
Oh, you can describe how he does.
Gets up, like dusts himself off, like takes really good aim, like tongue sticking out the side of his mouth, and then makes the downstroke and like splits the chair in half. No, downstrokes do work.
Is the tongue sticking out? That's a.
Yeah, like to get precision. You know,
See,
from that-
there you go. That's how you
Yeah.
kill a chair.
It's all in the whatever this part of the arm.
It's
is
all
called.
in the direction, lad.
Is that what that part of the arm is called?
Oh,
That's
well.
a-
Yeah,
You
it's
gotta
all the
use
direction.
you gotta use your thick muscular thighs to do it first. Like put all your strength into your thighs and then swing.
How would I swing with my thighs?
It's all in the like. It's like how you pick up a box by using your legs.
It's using more
I
than just
normally
your
use
arms,
my
so you get more
hands.
force.
Yes, like you.
Anyway, now look back. Are the little critters?
Homunculi?
Yeah. Homunculi there still?
Yeah, they're freaking out. They're like, oh. They're not
You
doing
didn't
anything to
tell
help.
us about chairs that tried to kill us.
We didn't, I didn't know. We didn't.
I
That
did
doesn't,
not
that,
know
that
about the chairs
doesn't-
that try to kill
doesn't come
people that
after-
walk into the dining room.
I'm
No,
gonna
people-
go around shaking the other chairs.
Okay, so you can
Hey,
shake
that's
the
the
other chair.
spirit,
Do you have
boy.
any healing potions? Because someone has been bitten by a chair.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
Ooh.
Oh,
I'm gonna
no.
run. I'm gonna
I
run
hate
over.
it when men get bitten by chairs.
I'm gonna
I know,
run
it's
over
awful.
to him and
It's
I'm
the
gonna
worst.
cast Lay on Hands, and you now get 5 more hit points.
We lost 6 or 7
Oh.
different
Oh.
men in the
There
chair
you go.
wars because of that.
Oh,
It
The
was
chair
awful.
wars.
It
Is
was
that how-
awful.
is that how you know how to that you should do the
Yes,
down
of course it is,
Five.
lad. You have to learn how to kill a chair first by first
Oh.
hand killing
You kill a chair,
chairs.
and then you graduate to killing a table.
Yes, we
Oh,
lost many men in
because-
the chair wars. Those mimics
because
were running around
chairs-
everywhere.
All
It was-
of this
it was
makes
at a-
perfect sense.
It was at a chair store in Baldur's Gate, and it was a mimic infestation. And let me tell you, lad,
I do
the
recall the Great
chairs
Chair
were
Wars.
everywhere, and they are all trying to eat
You learn
us.
about that in history.
You didn't. It happened last week.
Oh, should we not be using chairs?
No, just not chairs from Jim's Chair Emporium. Don't want to go there ever
Oh.
again.
Oh, see,
What
I
about
knew it happened
sofas?
last week. I was just testing you.
Of course you were, lass. Of course you were. But you don't go into Jim's Chair Emporium because I'm pretty certain we didn't get rid of all of them. And you
What
know,
about
you never know
sofas?
if you'll sit down for dinner and
They
then
could
you
procreate
become
with
dinner yourself.
the other chair. You never know.
Anyway, so if this is the only one of these critters, then I'd still like to have that meal.
Oh, yes.
And
Of
more healing.
course, we'd love it.
Oh.
Please, I think that chair in the corner is not going to attack you. So you can
Well,
have a
I'll
seat.
be
Yes,
the
please,
judge
we'll,
of that.
we'll bring you over some.
I sit
All
down
right.
in that chair.
I have
Yeah, it's fine.
Probably a nitpick. Well, not a nitpicky, but I have a rules question for Christy. So I have an
Yep.
herbalism kit, and I am proficient in it. And the PHB does says that I can make healing potions, but I don't know how long.
It takes a day raw.
Hey,
Yeah.
Mm. All right.
Healing is a
So coriander goes around. You can hear them floating around the kitchen. Cumin disappears. He disappears actually into the pantry. If you were sitting, you could see him disappear. He comes floating back with 5 vials and sets them on the dining room table. And there are 5 potions of healing. So we have these for the first aid kit. You can have them if you'd like. We haven't used them in years. They're probably still good.
Hold
I'm
on,
not gonna
wait,
open it, but I am gonna bite the jar and take it. Okay. I
It's
think
like
they're
the
safe,
potion.
everyone. It
You
didn't
want the
turn into.
taster?
It didn't have like claws and turn it. I think it's safe.
That's what, 2d4 plus 2?
You're gonna drink it?
drink what?
Potion?
What?
I'm not drinking it.
No, I'm just.
I don't
Not
want to
damaged.
drink it. I just want to taste the outside.
But you need to drink it
Nana.
though.
No, I'm fine.
You need to drink.
I healed him.
Yeah,
It will.
he's
I'm-
paying more
I'm-
attention than you are.
I'm gonna pop the lid
He's-
back on. And
you're-
just keep this
I
on.
thought you were the smarter one.
I am.
She is
but
very smart.
the goddess that portrays me was not paying attention.
Goddess that attention.
The goddess that plays me was not paying attention.
That's one way to put it.
You don't think I'm a goddess?
That's not what I said.
Oh,
And also, no, you're not. You're a human.
They
Man, he's getting real feisty.
I know.
You gonna let him do that?
Wow.
Okay, I'm confused now. Is this within character now?
Yeah.
Are you
we're
saying
always,
that was in
we're
character?
always in character here.
Always in character.
Always in character. This is the rule.
Well, I'm
I
not
made-
even a
I-
human.
I made this
I'm a
rule
high
for
elf.
Rico.
I'm a high elf. What do you mean I'm a human? You see how pointy my ears are? They're so big and pointy.
Very pointy. But I did once see a human with very pointy ears.
So cumin and coriander,
Okay.
they float in. They set the table. They put out soup spoons and knives, butter knives, and things. They bring over like really hearty farm fresh bread and a carrot coriander soup. Very nice. And they also like had drizzled some
The spice, not the
cream.
character, presumably.
Yeah, the cream, like, is it what kind of cheese? Like, they put some sort of like fresh cream or something in the soup, kind of swirl it, make it look really nice and stuff. And it smells delicious. And they sort of like hover around and kind of like wait for you to eat and see if you need your drinks filled. They offer to shine your shoes while you're eating. They're just really interested in waiting on y'all hand and foot.
Oh, I'm gonna eat some soup.
Yeah, go ahead. It's really good. It's very delicious.
I will too.
Yep.
Eat it in the most prim way possible.
I'm gonna just stick the whole bowl in my mouth and eat the whole thing. Bowl and soup and
Clink, clunk, clink.
it's like
I guess
well,
that's-
those hippopotamus and when they
Yeah.
eat like watermelon, they just
Oh,
like
those-
Yeah.
Those videos are both cute and terrifying.
Oh, that's because hippos are the scariest animal ever.
Yeah,
Sure.
they are. Terrifying. And cute. Makes them even more charming.
Like those teeth should not be in the mouth, inside the mouth of that thing.
Coriander floats over while you're eating and having your conversations and says, "Oh, it's one thing is it is important that you don't take the special books out of the room. Well, we're not allowed to take the special books out of the room, so you
What?
just be careful. Don't take them out of the room.
Don't take the special books into the room. Got it.
Yes, there are books that Fistandia told us that we are not to move out of the rooms.
Out of the room.
Yes, they have a shiny letter on them.
What letter?
Whatever time they have a shiny letter where they're supposed to stay in the room. That's what we were told.
Oh,
And how many shiny letters?
Hell,
is it the whole alphabet?
I can't count. I don't know. I can speak common. I can
Oh.
remember recipes. I can remember how to clean. I can identify shiny things.
Well, I can tell you how to count. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.5.
5.
Purple.
No, we talked.
And
We talked about this. It's
Gwyn's
4,
blue.
5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 4.5 purple glint spoof, and then 28.
And
That's
I
what
thought
it
being
counts.
lost in the Feywilds would be the weirdest thing that ever happened to me.
What happened?
We'll have to go over
I'm teaching
counting
the monkey
and
how
it
to
works
count.
again later.
So oh, I've already forgotten her name. Damn it! Like not cumin, coriander. Just is sort of looking at you blankly, and just as one,
2.
so, and then she gives up.
Oh.
Oh, by the way,
It did take me a while to learn it too. Don't feel bad.
can I have, let's see, anyone who is, I'm trying to find, I know there's a role to do this. Okay. Anyone who does Arcana can give me an Arcana roll?
So anyone who's proficient, I assume. You mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess it says a character, so okay.
There we go.
Sarielle nailed it. Yeah, there's something that you actually like as you're eating the soup. You remember there's something you remember about homunculi. First is that a homunculi can only have one master at a time, and the second is that when a master dies, its homunculus dies.
masters.
So, but I know.
Oh, are you telling me that she's alive then?
More than likely. If the body was never found, there's a high likelihood that she was either torn into pieces and her body parts scattered everywhere, maybe dumped into ash, or she could be alive. Which more than likely she's alive.
But if her homunculi are alive, then that means
Yeah,
she's
then
got to
she's
be alive
alive.
too. Oh, that's
And we
some
have
good
another
news. That's some
person
good
missing
news.
too.
Perhaps you should ask the homunculi who their master is then.
Or maybe you homunculi.
Yes. Is there something you need? Do you want
Who
more
is
food?
your master?
Oh, my master is Fistandia, and Kuman's master is Freyot.
Ah, so they're both alive. You see that? We're on a good case here. There's some
But
good signs.
I thought they were dead. At least one of them
No,
was dead.
Neither of them are dead, lad. It just seemed that way.
Well, usually what happens is
Fistandia was
presumed dead
presumed
if they're not
dead.
found after a certain period of
He
time.
was sleeping.
Yeah, sleeping or something like it, and we've got to figure it out. All right, I'm rejuvenated and revived. Let's go find this place.
I really like this guy.
And he just starts to walk out.
That
follow.
sounds like an excellent idea. Maybe we'll find
I
more.
could have been a
Like,
pilot.
if you need your shoe shined.
I'll keep that in mind. The only
If you see any more soup, let me know.
All right, so where are y'all headed? There's a door, I guess. I can
Library.
ping. There's a door here that's closed, and a door here that's closed. At the end of the hall.
Oh, that's you're in the front. Alright.
Yeah, where are we going?
Yep, so there's a door. Well, actually, there's a door at the end of the hall, too. So there are 3 doors that you can see and down this hallway. One is here. Well, pinging takes a while. There we go. One's there. And then one's here. Come on, ping you mother. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, there.
I suggest we just make our way down the other end of the hallway and just go in door by door. Process of elimination.
Oh, your Zoom crashed. Oh,
Oh,
that's what happened to Jess. All right, so
that explains.
are
why
you all
didn't-
like stuck? Can you move around? I can move his character.
We were
Yeah,
waiting
move
for
around.
him to
We're
lead
just
us.
waiting for you guys to move in the
Way.
front.
Yeah.
That
Oh, okay.
I mean,
Okay, so
well,
we've
Trenny
already-
didn't crash, so he can still move. He can still move.
So we've already checked, or
Cat
at
room,
least
yes.
some of us.
I'm just following along. There's a door here.
But I can't see into.
You have to open the door.
Well,
That's
because
not
it's
how doors
closed.
work. Open them first.
Unless they're made out of glass.
Yes, listen. He's,
Yep,
he's,
so
he's,
you
he's
tell
very
me-
smart, you know.
He is very smart.
Yeah, I don't know why you give him such a hard time. Very smart.
You tell
Yes,
me
he's-
which door you want to go
What's
to, and then I do
yellow?
the dynamic lighting thing where I move.
Yeah.
We're gonna
Move
do the
the
door in
barrier.
front of Holmes.
All right. Am I close enough to catch this light? No, I got the light in the room instead. Hold on. Like, undo. All right, the room is going to be slightly weirdly lit. I'll just do the undo. All right, now this time, come on. Dynamic lighting. Go. Dynamic lighting. Look at all these obstacles. At that precise moment, my monitor decided to go, oh, I'm going to power down in 5 minutes. Is that fine? Like, no, that's not fine. I'm in the middle of the game.
But that is the opposite of
There
fine.
we go. Come on.
That's unfine. It's actually
Exactly.
rough.
All right, did that move it? No, I moved the wrong goddamn thing again. All right, hold on. I need to get closer. Sorry. I really am not happy about getting rid of Explorer mode and just going to full dynamic lighting because this is a pain in my butt. I'm not even seeing the damn light anymore. There we go. Is that it?
This
No,
door is
that's
taking a while to open.
Yeah. Okay, you know what? I'm just going to have to move the lights out of the way. You know, it's like the layer thing where it's got too many objects in one space, and so it's confused as to what I want to grab. Because I had the door. There we go. You can see the lights are on the side of the room. They were on each side of the door before. There we go. That's where the lights were,
Alright.
and they were too close.
There we go.
All right.
What's that?
So, who wants to play the
Go
role
sing.
of Mickey Mouse?
All right. All right. So let me do the thing where I read out what you see. Yep. Yeah. So you know what you're looking at when you walk into the book or to the room. All right. This room contains a battered wooden mannequin and a weapon rack that holds staffs and daggers, all lit by indigo tinted light streaming through a window. The floor is stained and scorched. The far end of the room. Oh, let me. Sorry, I gotta go to another layer. Because you see something. So let me show it to you. Oh no, it's on your token layer. Okay, that's ready. You see a broom hovering in the air, sweeping the floor by itself.
I don't trust it.
You want to go in and have a look around?
No, I don't trust that thing.
It's in the kind of like it's going along like the corner where the window is, and it's just sort of sweeping out the corners and.
I'm going to. Ulha is going to stick his big old gecko-y hands up front of him, and a little electric ball comes out and heads over to the broom and is going to grab it with mage hand.
All right. You're gonna. So it's gonna sort of like throttle it with its mage hand.
I'm just going to grab
With his
it.
mage hand?
Just go grab it from the handle.
See what happens.
Wow.
All right. So when you grab it, are you trying? You just like are you
Holding
trying
it
to
in
move
place.
it?
Yeah, just try to hold it in place.
As it so what happens is the mage hand floats over, it wraps around the broom. The broom just sort of like starts to it continues doing it. The mage hand just goes back and forth like a windshield wiper. Woof, 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 woof. And eventually the broom like starts to try to shake it off, you know. But that's about all that happens.
Okay.
It just keeps it seems to be irritated. It seems to like try to do shimmies and stuff to get the mage hand off.
Well, I let it go then.
Okay. Then it sort of seems to shake itself off like it's slightly indignant and then go back to work. Being manhandled.
Mage hand mangled.
Yeah. So anything else you want to look
Mage
around?
Mantled.
Yes, that was the lip word.
If you want to go into the room, you can investigate things a bit more closely.
Sure.
Yes.
So as you
I
walk
also like
in,
investigating things.
yep. What do you want to have a look at? There's the mannequin. There's the rack. Window.
I'm gonna look at the mannequin because I already have a rack of my
Right. So when you get up to it, I'm not going to make you roll for it. It's pretty obvious. The mannequin has a lot of cuts and chips on it. Looks like it's
Ouch.
been hacked at.
What flavor
Okay.
of chips?
As you walk into the room too, now you can see that there's actually some artwork on the wall.
Ooh.
And there are diagrams of attack and parry positions with people wielding staffs and daggers.
Oh, I thought it was a gallery.
No, it's a gallery would have different.
Oh, so they practice doing art.
No, they practice swordmanship.
Is Jess back yet?
Oh.
Not yet.
Okay. Well,
He did go to no, that was Oh, hopefully everything didn't crash for him.
Mm,
I sent him a
He's
message
still
on
in-
Discord, but that's
He's
Okay.
still in Vault 20, so
okay. Well, I guess just keep going, or should we take a break? I don't know. What do you guys think?
hold
I
on.
If I say Targ's going to inspect the daggers,
Yeah. Go
does that
ahead.
give you a chance to get that up before
Yeah, I mean, we don't have
we'd gone back?
to. I just. Yeah, I
just to
just
get
want to know
Jess
how far
back,
you guys.
really.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the weapons. You walk up to a rack of weapons. You have a look at them. There are 4 daggers, 4 quarterstaffs, and 20 darts in a bandolier hanging from one of the pegs. When you pick up the weapons, you turn them over there in your hand. There's nothing that you can see that's particularly, magical about them. There's no runes or anything carved into them. They don't have any nice jewels, but they are very well made. Like they will cut you or, clunk you on the head. But yeah, they don't seem to be anything that you couldn't get at your local blacksmiths if you pay top end.
The walls are made of stone, right?
Correct.
Hmm. Suddenly you see you see Caspin realize the wait. These walls are made of stone. He's a dwarf. He can use stone cunning. So he can do a thing where he checks the he checks the stone.
Okay.
Whenever you make an intelligence history check, history check related to the origin of stonework, you're considered proficient in the history skill and add double your proficiency bonus to the check.
I'm back.
So I would
Yay! Welcome back.
I would
Welcome
like
back.
Very
look at-
weird.
Welcome back, King.
I would
My-
like
I'm sorry.
Mhm.
look at the stonework and see if I can
Okay.
figure anything out.
All right.
That's
So-
strange.
This plus 4.
Okay, so we're going into a room now. Where are we at?
Yeah,
I'm
if you want to
sorry.
catch Jessup,
Yeah.
it's okay.
We went into this room where there's a broom sweeping on its own, and it appears to be like a practice
It's a
room
sparring
where people
room.
have sparring. There's a mannequin with cuts and stuff, and some like
Weapons.
instructions on like how to do things. So okay, I don't know. I don't know crap.
What's this thing here?
That's the broom.
Oh, that's a
Oh,
broom.
it's
It's a
the
magical
broom.
broom.
Oh, well, this doesn't look like a library at all.
No, let's head to
No,
the next
no.
one.
No.
Well, let's go to the library. What are we looking in here for?
I have
There's
no
a
idea.
magic room
how-
and knives. Daggers.
Yeah.
I have no idea about the stones.
I'm
He
going
just
to
he
the
just sat
No,
there and was
no.
just like, I don't know why he
No.
went in there and
Let's-
stared at the wall, but
Let's go to the next room.
Yeah, no, he
I'm
just
gonna
stared
grab
for a
the-
wall and poked at it.
I'm gonna grab the bandolier of daggers.
Yeah, darts.
Darts.
There's 4 daggers or a bandolier of darts.
I'm proficient in darts.
Yes.
Well, too late. I
Okay.
went in and you didn't. You wanted to go check something else out.
I didn't.
All right,
them.
All right. Let's open this door. And I just
I
Oh.
didn't want them.
Kick it open.
I just know how to use them.
Tall shelves fill the books. Tall shelves filled with books line the walls of this room. 2 more shelves run through the middle of the room with a 10-foot wide aisle between them. Several stacks of books are piled high throughout the room. There are small reading desks with cozy scarlet chairs in the corners as well.
I step into the room.
All right. Well, there's a lot of books here. Lots and lots of shelves.
Well. Look what we have here. Books in a library. Nothing more suspicious.
So who's going in?
I wouldn't know
I
already.
am definitely
Yep.
going in.
All right.
Immediately going to the books.
Okay. You're gonna start looking around. Where you're
Borat
gonna
is
look.
going to start taking books off the bookshelf, opening them up. If there's nothing in them besides words and text, he throws them over his shoulder and begins opening the next one up.
All right. So as you're standing next to the shelf, you start pulling things out. I need you, and I need Sarielle. I just keep saying Sarielle as in Sorryl, but it's right. Yeah,
It's funny because L was my nickname
a
in middle school.
dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity?
As the someone did perfect, really well. Oh yeah, you both did great. As you start pulling the books off the shelf, right? The shelf itself starts tipping and creaking and coming at you. Both of you are able to sense it in time, see what's happening, and move out of the way. So you can go ahead and basically this shelf here that is, I think, I just pinged it. That just comes down like on the floor, and behind
The left
you,
or the right one? Because I didn't see
you
the
see
ping.
this. Sorry, it's the left one.
Thank you.
Yeah. That one I just pinged. Yep. I think you can probably see now.
Because all my characters
There
are
is
gonna be
a
damn blue.
and you are going to be attacked by a swarm of books. So sorry, you move. I guess you have to like move out of the way of the shelves. So both of you will move here. You move up to get out of the way. Yep. Okay. Oh, you're swapping positions?
The first time we're going to tell you this. Bite these books.
Well, I have my mouth. I have my mouth on a desk right now, biting on. Okay.
What did I tell you about these books? Nothing more suspicious.
So, can y'all click on?
Treat them badly in a magical place. Of course, they're going to attack you.
Yes, they can attack me. Yes, lad, they can. But you know what? I can attack them back.
Oh yeah.
Come on, you books. You ain't got anything on me.
Is it the first
I've
time?
got flesh and blood, and you've got nothing but paper.
I'm glad to see I'm back to my usual roles for initiative.
You're rolling low. Mine is roll 20 is being a little bit on the dorky side. Hold on a second here.
Well, you did roll the books this time.
Ugh. Hold on 1 second. Hold on.
Fine.
I have to pop things out. Okay. There we go. Yay! All right, I got them. Now let me just order it. Hurrah. Dynamic lighting really lags things, but all right. Oh yeah, so Caspin, you are up first.
Yes, I see a book that's attacking us.
Get it, lad?
Yes. It's attacking Sarielle, actually.
I will step up to the big bad book, and I will
drop it like you did that table.
I will do a downswing on it. Downswings. That's where. All right.
Go ahead and swing away.
Oh, I told you. See what I said.
Go ahead and roll your damage.
That is a 13.
Whew, yeah, you basically like knock some of the books right out of the air, and the density of the swarm is quite reduced.
Downswing thing really works.
I told you, lad. No one expects the downswing from an axe. Everybody thinks it's a side swing, but everyone who doesn't see the downswing comes to their downfall.
Well, if you use the side of an axe, it's not sharp.
That was a lovely play on words.
Thank you. I am a wordsmith of some sorts.
That's my turn.
All right, sorry, L. Yeah, sorry, L.
Sorry, I was ordering food. Okay.
Here comes the fire.
So they're over here.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Move. Boop. I'm gonna cast Firebolt.
You're gonna cast Fireball at point blank range? That bookshelf there is not there, so you can see.
Yeah, it's fallen over. Yeah, that's on
the
side. That's true.
Yeah.
Completely right.
Just gonna cast.
12 is enough.
Okay, 5 fire damage.
5 fire damage. Oh, well, no, it's not, because it is so vulnerable to fire that it just immediately the pages start to burn up. You can describe how you kill it.
Oh, she's gonna be like, All right. Fire. And just throws fire at it. And it's like, oh, I knew that would happen.
I'm glad you learned your lesson, lass. It reminds me of back in
no.
Baldur's Gate.
Be more suspicious of books.
Bill's
teachers
book
were wrong.
imperium was never the same after the Great Book Attack.
Oh.
Books flying around everywhere, picking little kids up, throwing them in the air and eating them. It was a horror. We lost 6 men that day.
Oh.
I mean,
to
they
be
didn't
fair, I've
die. They
always
just got
been
lost coming to the book. It was a little out of the way place, and people hadn't heard of it. So we did lose 6 men that day. But it was okay because I was there with my sword, and
I've always
slew
been very
50
suspicious of
books.
Full of
And
words.
you should, lad. You should always be suspicious.
Some of the
them,
words are hard.
especially places where books gather in.
Clearly, the hard words are just there to confuse you. That's how they keep secrets.
Absolutely. I'm glad you figured it out.
They're not even real words.
Yes. Some of them are.
Like onomatopoeia. It's not a real word. Someone made that up.
I think it's a kind of
All
pie.
words are made up.
Anyway,
Not toast. Toast is not a made up word.
let's look for clues, lads. We've got to find her. Anything you might find here.
Sarielle, what do clues look like?
They look like anything that isn't the way it's supposed to. So if something looks off,
Oh,
that could be a clue.
I go and pick up the book.
So like that
This is
book,
That's a clue.
that's a clue.
What's in the book? Like the book that
Is now burnt to a crisp.
yeah.
We're just holding ashes.
Yeah. Yes, I know. I start reading through the burned book. You said it was a clue.
No, it's a clue that something's off because there shouldn't be books attacking people in a library.
Oh, people should be attacking the books.
No, they should be reading them.
I don't know. Caspin just told us about the horrible book stuff. So
Well,
Yeah,
lads,
but
we had the
there's
chair
no-
war too. So at this point, and like any of this makes
The
perfect
chair war, the book
Yes, let's just be
burning
cautious around the
bonanza.
books in this room.
And chairs.
But generally speaking, most books don't attack people.
That's what she says,
I
lad.
start going around poking the books. See if any of them attack.
That's not
Yes,
helpful.
that's a good idea.
But on that fateful day, all the books attacked us.
I'm gonna go back to browsing.
Okay, you can do me an investigation check then. And anyone who wants to spend time looking on the shelves can do an investigation check.
I guess I'm technically also doing an
I-
investigation since I'm going around poking all the books.
Targ's looking for those standout letters.
Horror is standing there
Okay.
regaling you with the story of these books, stroking his
Alright.
beard as he looks
Oh, that's
forlornly
my
into the distance.
Okay, so, right, so let's see. I'm going to say, Caspin, you find your shelves have information on, poetry and mythology. Targ, yours are on religion and arcana. Yeah, who else? Who rolled the 25? Was that Sarielle? Sarielle, yes. Sarielle, correct.
Yes.
Your shelves are the ones dealing with planar travel.
Ooh.
And while you're looking on there, you do see a book with a letter R on its spine.
Mhm.
That is the exact same kind of like illuminated text shimmer to it, but it's in red. It reminds you of the J on the book that Tark pointed out back in Candlekeep.
I'm gonna start flipping.
Okay.
This
Uh,
section has a lot of books about potpourri and mythology.
What's that, lad? What'd you just say?
This is about potpourri and mythology.
Potpourri and mythology, huh?
Yeah.
I knew a guy named Potpourri once.
That's a weird name.
He was eaten by wolverines.
Oh. That's interesting.
It was a
Tell
terrible
me more.
sight. I found the body deep in the woods north of Baldur's Gate. I tell you, there was nothing but little wolverine flesh bits everywhere, and his insignia.
Oh.
He was eaten to the core. Nothing but his bones remained.
Scary.
Yes.
Do
What was that you were? What was this
Wolverines
book
without-
about?
So the book, as you flip through it, I love the way I just love how you set me up for those segues. I was just like, there's a little bit of nonsense, and they're like, "What's this?" And I just can jump in. Perfect. Yes, Pasta. You're sorry, not Pasta. Sarielle. When you look at the
Yes.
book, it's just like an. It's not. No, I'm sorry. It has the same embossed picture of the same guy on it, and it's called like Planar Travels. It looks fine, like it's normally typed on the front. The front font is fine, but when you look on the binding, the R in planar is just massive and red and got that sort of metallic shimmer to the paint. As you flip through it, just reads like a book on planar travel. Pretty boring, actually, and not something you know. But nothing else about the book jumps out at you.
Isn't it called the spine?
Sorry, what was that?
Spine.
The spine.
Spine
Yes.
of the book.
Yes, that's what it's called. Yeah, not the binding. That was my mistake earlier because I couldn't remember. Yeah, I couldn't remember the word spine. And it's written in the text right here in front of me. But
Yep.
I didn't have the
Reading
text
was
at that
hard.
point. Yeah, I didn't have the text then. So now I just look silly. Anyway.
Okay. You turn through. You're like, this book is. It has what it says it's about, but there's something odd about this embossed letter on the spine.
Just
What do you have in your mouth now?
The desk.
He's gone back to the desk.
I'm back. I'm just gnawing on the desk.
I'm sure since you didn't have a turn and attack order.
Oh no, I
you
never
were just
stop.
chewing
I
on
never
it
stop
the whole time.
gnawing on the desk.
just find all the books with those letters on the spine,
Oh.
because I think those
Like
are the
the ones
special
before.
ones. If we set those aside, we know we can't take them out
Or how much do we
for some reason.
Just continue chewing on the chair. On the table.
Yeah, by the way, the reading desk you're chewing on has a jeweled letter opener sat on it. Cool,
Ooh.
It's shiny.
I let go of the desk and then start chewing on that.
Okay.
On a leather opener.
Letter opener, yes.
That's just watching this happening with
Just chewed on a
look
blade.
complete at a loss.
You can chew on the end of a letter opener. There is no.
I'm not putting the whole thing in my mouth. Just
What
like
was that word? What was that word that you said?
Onomatopoeia.
No, not onomatopoeia. Like the word that got us here.
Scepter.
Does anything happen when you said that? While I'm holding the
Nope.
book?
No, but by the way, I didn't mention it because there was so much dynamic lighting stuff going on. But when you arrived in the front part, when you the entranceway, the foyer, you saw that there was like a teleportation scribble spell on that area.
Oh.
So you did notice that that was located in the foyer of the building, and that there were doors behind you, which I didn't mention. But there was the hallway in front of you that was more important. But there were also doors behind you. If you want to go outside, you can. There is a patio, by the way, down the hall a little bit, so
Okay.
which you can kind of
I'm
see through the
going
glass.
to guess that the way to get out of here is if we just go back to that circle and say the keyword again.
Well, that's fine and good, lass, but what do we do about finding Festenia?
Probably look for the book.
Let's look through the books more. Next.
I thought we would come in here and we'd find a clue, but instead we find a bunch of dastardly books.
Yeah, as you work
Okay.
your way through the room, you don't find any more books with that kind of, again, very unusual illuminated lighting or writing light kind of painting, lettering. Oh, wording is hard.
No more special books.
You,
Well,
we have one and a J and an R. Right?
Yes.
I want to take a closer look at the letter that's on the spine of that book.
It's an R.
Well, are you listening?
okay. What would you like to know about it? What would you look for?
I would want to see if there was any kind of magic. I wanted to see if I could roll for it before I use
Okay.
detect magic.
Yeah, you can roll Arcana. Looks like paint.
So detect magic. Oof.
Okay. Looks.
He's up here.
Yep, it's completely normal. Just paint.
well,
You can
It's
rule out
just
magic on
paint.
the book.
Okay.
what a sad shame. We found nary a clue here.
Well, we got other rooms to
We
look.
found one clue.
We found nary a clue here.
Found a book.
We
I
found
found-
a clue.
I
I
step
found a
out-
letter
found a clue?
opener.
Shh. We found a clue.
I step into the hole.
Yeah.
Go ahead and say what you were going to say
Found a letter
about the
opener.
clue.
You found a what?
Here.
Oh,
We did find a clue. We found the book that attacked us. That was a clue.
what about over here? What is
Well, there's
this?
doors. There's doors right here. Yeah.
Wait,
I'm going to put the book back.
come.
All right. So where are y'all going next?
I'm trying to get out, but it won't let me.
You're going the wrong way.
Have to
Gotta
go
through
through the door.
There you go.
Oh,
So-
Got you out.
So there's a
Which is
door
well
at the
within
end of
character.
each. There's a door at the end of the hallway. There's actually doors at the end of each hallway.
Oh, okay.
oh,
Oh, you're going back to the foyer? Okay.
Well, what is this? Is this a door?
Yeah, those are just, it's a front door to a house.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go to this door then. We'll go over here. I'm on now. Hold on. All right, over here to this door. I thought that was the end of the
right.
building.
Hold on. Nope, there are doors. Yeah. Okay. You want to go to continue to go west?
Yeah.
Is that where you want to go? Okay.
Yep. Just like that song.
Go west. Da, 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 da. Go west.
life is peaceful
Right.
here.
Yeah, you can see that now, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Yes. You basically step outside of the house.
I saw
I
And
found a
onto-
name written on the floor, everybody.
Wow.
What?
Found a name written on the floor.
Yeah,
We
right
found them.
there.
I found the R. I have found the R that corresponds to the other
Good
R.
job.
Right there.
There's no J, so
Great
that can't
job.
be it.
Oh, that can't be it.
Now go chew on it. Maybe it'll do something.
Don't chew on the lawn. We've got business here.
Whatever
Oh,
you
no.
say.
Go chew on
So
the
this
bar.
is just outside.
Yeah, there's a semicircular patio paved with gray flagstones nestled against the building, and everything out here is lit by the swirling indigo miasma that sort of starts a few feet off of the end of the building.
Well, lads, once again we have found nothing. Unless over here is something. It's
Maybe
kinda-
over there is some. Well, look.
Well, it looks like we've got a building over here.
Ooh, what's good?
Actors of the building. No. So what happens is that when you walk out and into the miasma, you start feeling really anxious
This is the miasma?
and more
I'm always
anxious.
Yes.
Yeah, you're out in the
I
miasma.
suspect these. Yeah, I suspect this is next level. Rather
I
than-
thought the miasma was the area that was off map. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I apologize.
Mm,
So
No. It's
while
basically
they're
like
exploring, while they're exploring the Tug's going to go back to the first room they entered and check out the books in there.
Shut up being a cowboy.
Okay.
Oh
So
dear,
you're
yeah,
heading
roll
back
a
to where the
13.
kitty cat was.
Kitty
Yeah.
cat.
Okay.
Kitty cat.
You-
Oh,
And he is going to stop anyone trying to put the cat
Instant
in their mouth.
Oh, short.
Well, lad, we went in this room already, and
Oh,
all
the
we
cat
know
went in the kitchen.
Oh,
the
yeah.
cat's not here.
we've already
was
been
still
in
with
here,
us.
lads. There's nothing but books in here, which is not a clue, as we've already determined.
But one of the
Alright.
books we
Let's still take a
destroyed
look.
was a clue.
Okay, while you're looking
Exactly.
around, Targ, you're actually digging around the leftmost book in a bookcase. The bookcase with your roll slides forward, and it reveals.
He gasp.
Oh, hold on. Yeah, I have to do the lighting thing.
Oh no. I'll let you do that and then I'll put Tiger in the proper place. There we go.
Okay.
This was not
yes.
what I was
There we
expecting.
go.
And in
I
we
was
go.
totally
You found a secret
totally
door.
expecting this.
Ooh.
Oh, but by the way, sorry. Before you go on, who else was anyone else investigating in there?
Oh, I would have been.
Okay. Anyone else who wants to roll can roll.
I'm standing right here.
Okay.
I'm biting on the chair.
Okay. Well, okay.
boy.
So you actually, as you're walking past one of the armchairs, the light from the room catches your eye on the spine of the book, and you see another red colored or red painted eye on the spine of that book.
Okay, so far we have an R and an I.
And a J.
But that one was a different color.
Oh.
But I'm assuming.
Okay, I'll get my
it's
colours
different
pens out and I'm going to write this down.
versus sequence.
Yeah, and when you look at the book again, it's got that magic. It's got that Mordekainen guy grinning at you. This one's called Other Dimensions, and the eye is just massive.
Other dimensions.
I'm making a note of all these letters. Quite
Okay.
literally.
And
The two of
what's
us are
this
making
over
notes.
here?
Sorry, what was that again, Jess? Sorry.
What's this over here? The secret room.
Everyone's standing on me.
Stop
Yeah.
standing on the poor elf.
Is everyone?
I stood there first.
They're afraid of these elven maidens.
You're all running into me, except for the dwarf who
Oh.
was running back and forth. From the
So Dark's going to look behind and notice that everybody's crowding into that one spot. And should have
Yeah, we're waiting for you to go.
and take the stairs.
Good.
I'll be right behind you.
All right.
Wherever we're going.
Just don't
I
crush
think-
the elf.
No.
I think
No,
you've
no,
got
that's
the
not what I
remote.
wanted to do. I wanted to move myself, but then I moved someone else.
Get off me.
All right. So, as you guys descend into the basement, is this a good place for us to take a 10-minute break?
Sure.
I don't think we need 20, unless people want to eat meals or something. How
We
are
got
people feeling?
pizza on the way, so I would like to.
Oh, yes, yeah.
Oh, you got pizza on the way again?
They
No,
always
not
got pizza on
We
the
do
way.
pizza
That's
every
pizza's
weekend.
our Saturday night thing.
Pizza.
Yeah. I
Shut up.
actually ordered
Pronounce
pizza
it
too
like
tonight. I have
RB
pizza
does.
waiting
Man.
for me. Yeah.
I want some pizza.
No, we're
Please
not.
tell me someone's got pepperoni pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got
Just for
pepperoni
me.
Okay,
pizza
yeah,
with
so we got
jalapenos.
pizza.
Yay!
But yeah, 20 minutes sounds good.
Okay, we'll come back in 20 minutes and you guys will find out what's in the basement.
Sounds good.
What's in the basement?
All right.
All right, everyone, we're back from our
Yes,
break.
you're ascending down the hallway, and as you can see, it kind of splits off. It goes straight, but then it makes a sharp right. So if you want to, there's a door you can see near the end of the hallway. Yeah, ping wherever. Yep, there. Hold on. Let me do the dynamic lighting thing. Oh,
Uh-oh.
get closer.
Oh,
Can I grab it at the right point? There we go. Yes. Boom. Okay.
that doesn't look dangerous.
The air here smells of astringent chemicals. Long wooden tables stretch across the room, laden with vials, beakers, and flasks holding various liquids and powders. Books are stacked between the glassware and chemicals. Yellowed paper charts and blackboards full of complex formula fill the walls. So yeah, you can look around the room, look around the table, you can look at the things on the walls. What would
I
you guys
step
like to do?
inside the room.
Right.
Don't drink anything.
Don't say that to me. You need to say that to them. All right,
Don't
lads.
fight anything either.
This looks like a room that could be easily filled with clues. So, let's split up in here and look around.
I will look at this wall.
I'm
I
going
will
to
go look at the
investigate.
wall.
I'm going to start
Yeah.
going around looking
Roll
at
investigations, yeah.
All right.
Start investigating. People can roll
Okay, we're
investigations.
investigating the books.
I'm gonna investigate
least-
with my mouth and just like grab random vials and just
Oh, no.
that's
chew on
inside.
them.
There we go.
Right.
Yay! Dark's
gonna
gotten
investigate.
worse.
I'm gonna investigate the wall.
You
Sits
can
there and
investigate the
stares at
wall.
the wall.
Yes, I'm gonna investigate the wall. Maybe the wall has clues.
Maybe. You don't know.
Hmm.
As the
Okay.
as the audience decides to also get involved for some reason.
That's me.
Audience participation. It's the new hip thing.
Audience
Yeah,
participation.
what's actual account is logged out, so
All right, so I'm gonna say, Targ, you're looking around, but you don't find anything on the tables that you're seeing. It's mostly just like bottles of stuff and some papers that don't have any, like no books where you're looking. Horat, you see
What's up?
four clay figures resting on the table in the middle of the room, ranging from a rudimentary, barely humanoid shape to small winged body so lifelike it appears to be an almost real.
Incredible.
And who else did? Let's see, Sarielle. Earl, you didn't roll at all.
He got a 15.
Roll? Oh,
I
you
got
got a 15. Oh,
I'm
okay.
audience, sorry.
All right. Oh, got it. Okay. All right. So you see, there are several reagents in vials that are on one of the chemistry tables that you think might be worth something, and you also recognize from tasting them 2 additional vials of potions of healing.
Woot!
Woo.
See?
Hold on to those.
Yeah.
Sarielle, you, as you're going through the papers, you find a book, this time with a very brightly illuminated red bee on its spine, propped up against a large beaker.
I'm finding all the letters. And what color was it?
It's red,
Okay.
like the other ones. The same.
Are there
ones.
any chairs in here?
No, there are mostly just tables in here.
Yeah.
Yes, tables and like some bookshelves on the sides. But
I pick up the 4 small little things. Can I? How
Mhm.
big are they? You said.
they range from like a small, like you could pick them up with 2 hands. The clay figures. They're not that big.
what level was that?
What?
What was the letter?
It was an E. Nope. Did I lie? I lie. It was a B. B for boy.
These are easily clues. But of what?
Yep.
I am going to assume that eventually get enough letters to spell out a certain word.
Yep.
Right.
Have the word yep.
What do you mean? I'm talking about these. I'm pointing at the clay figures.
Those do seem like more of a clue.
Absolutely.
Someone like to do an Arcana check?
Yes, I would.
Not it.
Not it. You're not sure.
Anybody have
No,
any
I'm-
idea?
Can I take a look at them with stone cunning?
I will say yes. Tark, you have no idea how close you are. Actually, you're like one away, but no.
Oh.
Sorry.
Okay, we need
Can
to
I?
roll
You're
I
all
mean,
set.
stone cunning isn't gonna give me like any arcana, but it's just gonna tell me about like anything about the like stonework or history
Yeah,
of it.
the clay. Okay, the history of it. Like, all right, the clay figures.
Yeah.
You know.
So this +4,
Okay, we'll see how you do.
so 13.
I will say that because 13 is what you needed. That you have some recognition of seeing these before in your past, but they were from mages who were trying to make homunculi.
So this is what?
They're little clay statues that mages that make the little non-clay things use.
I see.
You mean homunculi?
Yes, those things.
Which
The
I-
Oh, you
mumonculi.
mean the things that
I've
were
taught you well.
feeding us earlier?
Yes, the mumonculi.
I'm very confused
Well.
by how about where you get your knowledge from.
From my brain parts.
I've got a question for you then.
Yes.
Are these homunculi? Are these?
I don't know.
If I destroy this, will it destroy them?
I have no idea.
I destroy one of them.
Okay.
I just.
Yeah, it's now clay is now clay dust. Yeah, but nothing.
I guess we'll
happens.
figure that one out in a little while if the other ones disappear.
So what
Well,
is
let's hope that
what is an herb?
nobody.
An herb.
A what?
An herb.
An
IRB.
Herb.
IRB.
An herb.
And let's
What
not
did you
What
say
else
forget,
we have?
I think we're missing letters.
we definitely
Oh.
are. And don't forget the first one that we saw, which was a green J.
Interesting, lads. That's interesting. Is there anything else in here?
Herb. So it's a green herb.
Yes?
No.
No? What did anybody find anything else?
I found some health
found a
potions
wall.
and a bunch of cool stuff.
You found
found
some
another letter.
potion.
Yes.
You found a letter. And what have you,
I
little
found a-
dwarf?
I found a wall.
Wonderful. That's good to know. We definitely need to know that. All right, let's go to the next room.
Why not?
While y'all were talking, I took off some of the dynamic lighting because I can't be bothered to do it. So you're gonna see a little bit more. Just pretend there's a door there, unless you're going in the room.
I'm going
All
through
All
a
right,
door
theater
here.
of the mind.
So right here, what do we got here? Open this door. I immediately open it with no hesitation
Yeah.
whatsoever.
All right, the smell of alcohol and brine permeates this room. Glass vessels and large and small stand in rows on the floor and the tables, ranging from 1 foot to 6 feet tall. Inside each vessel is the body of a creature floating in a clear liquid. One 4-foot tall container is missing its lid and has no occupant.
You talk about to the right?
Oh no, the one that is to
assume
the
so.
south.
Okay, just double checking.
Yeah, the south.
Okay.
Because that one had all the light in it, so I assumed that's
Okay.
one you
I
wanted
just
to go
saw all
into.
these containers when you were describing it, and I was like, oh, those are the containers. Yeah, go on. I step into the room bravely with no hesitation whatsoever.
All right. So yeah, there are like specimens in bottles in here.
What do they look like? I look at this one.
Yes. So let's see. Why don't you roll a nature to see how well you do?
Oh, lads, this reminds me of a tale. We were out in the woods this couple months ago, and we came across a small hut, and inside there were large containers with small pig-like creatures inside of each one of them.
Piglets?
Yes, piglets, if you would.
I'm sorry, can I retcon that? I read the wrong room.
Oh,
My bad.
what did?
No.
Was it the
So
ring?
you hold on
Right,
to your
that's the-
piglets. Yeah, that is it. So hold on to your piglets. Hold on to your piglets. It'll be a little bit
Can
different.
we start in the other room and be like, let's
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll be over here.
Yeah,
we'll be in the other room.
Go to the other room.
Yeah, we'll be
We'll be in here. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, this is where we are.
That'll work.
Why is everyone on me? Why is everyone on me?
Is
We were
everyone
very
protecting
excited to
else?
be in this room.
On me?
Is everyone?
It looks like you're very excited to stand on me.
Anyway,
Sorry. Yeah. So, oh yeah, your story.
there were piglets in each and every one of them, and as we investigated, we were attacked. And it was
By
no
books.
creature like no other man, because there was no man at all, lads. No. It was a 17-foot tall pig woman, the pig queen, as we called her. And we did battle with the pig queen, and I say we lost several dozen men in that battle, but we destroyed her. And then, as we looked at the vials, we saw that the pigs kind of looked like people too. So we think maybe she was doing investigation, or not investigation, experiments to make pig people. Can't really tell, lads, because we killed her before we could ever make any questions like that. But it was kind of spooky.
Ooh,
Well,
that sounds dangerous.
he's telling the story. I would like to look around and investigate the things.
I'm holding one of these containers if I can, and I'm shaking it.
I feel like my father once told me a story about a pig queen.
Pig
He would be into
queens.
that.
Your father sounds like a very interesting person.
Mom had nothing good to say.
I'm sure.
Gonna bite the desk.
Pig queens.
Must be quite the thing, learning about the world by biting it.
I knew a guy who used to bite things. He's fine. He lives in Baldur's Gate. He's completely okay.
Does he still have all
Christy,
his
if you're trying to
teeth?
explain things to us, you're muted.
Thank you for telling me. Yes. So,
She was busy laughing, like we were.
yeah. All right. So as you go along, you're kind of like shaking up this one jar that has a cockatrice in it. Another one has a flump, a giant fire beetle, a small grell. There's a pseudo dragon, and also when you kind of go over, there are
That was a little.
4 severed hands that push the top off their jar and crawl out and attack you. So I will need everyone to again click your tokens and roll initiative. You've got severed hands coming at you.
I'm gonna go with 6. No, 11.
Oh, my hands did poorly. All right.
They got the same as Doug.
Now the thing is that there's 4 of them. They're kind of batted on top of each other right now because of the space. So I'm gonna flop some of them over. Oh wait, there's a couple on the other layer yet. Let me get them. Bring him up, and I think the other one I will move to the end of the table here. Then he's still in range.
As the hands come crawling out, I look to the dwarf and I say,
Remember what I taught you, lad?
But
How to take out a table?
no, you talked
Just
about
like the chair.
chairs and books.
Yes, chairs and books. Well, lad, completely different enemy. You've got to hit it with the flat other side of your weapon. You got to take it on a side swing.
Hit it with the flat part. Okay.
If you can, try to step on them. They don't like that. That's why you want to do it.
All right,
Now,
so
demonstrate.
Caspin. Actually, I'm going to
Well-
replace the one. Yeah.
You need
The one in- the one in front
reorder
of me.
here because I am.
I'm gonna attempt to hit it with a side swing.
All right.
18.
Let's see you go. 18 is definitely going to hit.
12 slashing damage, my max. Nice.
Oof. All right. And which one are you dinging again? Can you remind me?
The one in front of me.
Okay. Yep. Sorry. I know you know your character.
The one
but
you'd
I'm
also have
remembering all of them.
flanking on.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. It's
That's the-
yeah. It's okay. You. It's totally dead. It's totally
Oh.
dead.
Hey, what did I say, lad?
And then I'm gonna step on it.
All right. You step on him. Go right ahead.
That worked.
Squish. Yes. All right. Sorry.
And then I'm gonna use my
Oh, yeah.
movement to move up here.
Mhm.
Since I'm stepping on it.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay. And now Sarielle.
Okay. I am going to.
All right.
Cast in the middle.
What?
Act with disadvantage because they're within 5 feet.
There. Are you happy now?
They're gonna
I'm just
attack
letting you
up
know they're gonna
there.
attack you now.
Shush, you're not the DM.
That's true.
Oh,
Not the DM.
jeez.
You're Christie's bitch.
Yeah, they're gonna get a claw attack on you.
Oh no!
Ooh,
Swipes at you.
bad advice.
That's
7
like all of your
damage.
HP.
Is it all my age?
Yes, it is.
I'm down.
So she steps back and it latches onto her face.
Yeah, like a
Fucking
thing
face
from
hugger.
Alien.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not
Just
that
take
face
her out.
huggers again.
You told me to move.
It's on your face now.
See, lass, that's what you don't do. You step on it.
Yeah. She
Sorry,
did it the
no.
wrong way.
No.
Oh, I can't make it go on top. That's too bad. All right. So I guess that's your turn. Sorry. All right. Okay. So next up is Horat.
Why am I next? I'm 9.
Oh, I
Because you
thought
are-
I had said it in
Wait,
order.
It's Tag.
Hold on. There we go. All right,
Yeah.
there we go. It's Targ. Sorry, got out of order for some reason.
It's
Sorry.
dark. Well, Ty's going to swipe at the one that just took down the elf. But he's also going
That's a
to
good
rage
idea.
first. He's got to rage first. He's
Okay,
really upset
yeah.
about this. A 20.
Yeah, so do you get advantage when you raged? Or
No,
do you just
that's
get
why I
a
said
strength
20.
bonus? Okay.
Wait,
All right, do
I
your
don't think
roll
it
your
gives
damage.
advantage. I'll just double check.
No,
No,
you don't.
advantage on strength
Okay.
checks and saving throws,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
not attacks. So
Okay. Okay. My bad.
have I got
right.
that list?
You're Oh yeah, you can describe how you kill it.
Wait, where'd that 9 come from? Wait. Oh, that's the savage attacks, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's because
No, it's
you
a
rolled
14 plus the 2 crit
yeah.
on your
the 9
advantage.
is from
So
the
it's
crit.
16.
Oh, okay. So it's
It's
16.
so excessive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so excessive. You can describe how you squish it.
So yeah. Swings the glaive, cuts it off her face, brings it back and stamps on it.
All right. Squish, squish. All kinds of squish. It's definitely going to be difficult terrain after this. So they have their attack now. And the one that, just saw you kill his buddy from the south east, he's going to go ahead and try to claw you. Tink. 12 hit?
Nope.
Okay. And then the one to the north is going to go after Caspin. 15 hit?
Nope.
All right. Then they
Promise into
both
my
miss
shield.
and suck ass. All right. That is their turn. Now it's Horat.
I'm going to take a swing at this one
From the side.
from the side, just like I
You got space for
instructed.
that?
Well, you're about to find out.
Yeah, you hit. Describe how you kill it.
I cut it in two, and then I stomp on each individual piece.
Okay. That's the one you got,
Then I
right?
step on top of it, and I go, "See, lads, works every single time. If she had just tried this, we'd be in a better place."
All right.
She's a wizard.
Ulha.
So,
I am going. It's
Did
fine.
you see a massive great sword on her anywhere?
I said stomp on it. She's got
Yeah,
feet.
she's got feet.
It
Should be
does
fine.
have feet.
She does
hate
have
you.
feet. I.
She can regrow her limbs.
She can
Listen,
regrow her limbs.
Caspin, if you need any more help, you can come with me after this, and we'll go on great adventures throughout this world.
We just
I-
need to
Mention
have
stomping.
I get my hands together and like as I start pulling them apart, and as I pull them apart, there's a little electric like whip in between them, and I'm gonna whip this guy. So he's gonna do a strength
Alright.
save.
Oh, I don't know that
12.
he's good at that.
The 12,
Alright.
so
He has a hand.
Nope.
oh, all right. So with that, I wraps
Whip
around
that.
him, and I with the whip that. I wraps the whip runs around the hand, and I pull it over to me, so that it lands right there, and then it takes 1d8 worth of lightning damage.
Roll it.
Happened.
7.
Oh, you can describe how it dies.
Seep sap soup.
Zaps.
As the whip kind of closes around the hand, it wraps around so that each of its fingers just fall off, and it's just this like brick pile with 5 fingers around it.
All right. And you are all officially
Please
out
have
of
the rest of the
combat.
party looking at
I
you,
am-
waiting
I am
for you
still on
to
the floor.
stomp on it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna I'm gonna run over and pour my health potion
You
down.
got him.
Good thing.
Sarielle's
Sorry,
throat.
Sarielle.
Yes.
Yep. Who's
Roll
gonna
your
roll
dice.
the 2d4 plus 2?
Ah, okay.
I can do that. Oh no, there we go.
Oh,
5.
back to full
I'm
health.
healed 5.
5?
Yay!
Oh, plus
Plus
5?
2. Plus 2, is it?
Yeah,
Nice,
plus
that is
2.
full
Yeah.
health. Nice.
Phew.
This is my full health. I'm back up.
Woo!
Yay!
I'm very angry
You
at this
should've-
mysterious person in the sky.
You should have listened to Harriet's advice. It worked really well. He told us to
It's
step
all
on
right,
them.
lad,
Well,
but that's all
He kind
right.
of said that after I was knocked out.
No, he said it with the other guy.
No,
He said it to what's his
to
face?
Caspin.
Aspen. Hit him with the side of your axe and then step on.
Yeah.
Do that next.
Yes.
If you
Oh,
ever
it's a
come
really good
across
idea. It
another
worked.
crawling hand, just keep that in mind.
Yeah, it worked
lads.
really well.
If you step on them, they die.
Well,
Yeah,
they
character
kind of
arc
died
is time.
before.
Your character is going to be realizing that you're not as smart as you think you are.
It's because okay, it's because there is a dumb person playing a smart character.
That is untrue.
There's an IRL himbo playing a smart
can't-
character.
Wait, hold
Now
on.
you got him started. No.
Now I gotta start at IRL.
Yeah, we gotta move on. We're playing D&D.
Yeah, we're gonna mute.
All right.
Okay.
So now what?
Oh,
Lads,
How we look for books.
Yeah, in this room, it's just containers, really. No books here.
I'm going to look around myself.
You also do not see any books in here. Lots of
was-
containers.
Are there any like small?
Well, the containers. What are they? I'm like picking them up and looking at.
Mhm.
I'm not looking for books. I'm looking for interesting things.
Okay. Let's see. You find a myoconid sprout in a jar, and a jar with a tadpole in it. Some sort of tadpole. And now the
Nice.
empty jar where the hands
Oh
are.
no, it's young Kermit.
I set them all there, and I'm going. If only these things were clues.
Maybe they are.
Or if they are, then they're not very obvious clues. And that's the only clues that I'm looking for, lad. And I walk out.
Oh, I didn't realize there was different types of clues.
I'm going to go to this room, unless everybody
Okay.
wishes to join me.
Yeah.
All right, now.
Sorry, just needed a moment to take my hands away from my face.
This dark stone-walled room contains only a few objects. A 5-foot diameter circle of intricate runes covers the floor. There's an empty wooden bookstand opposite the door, and bronze braziers at the other 3 cardinal points of the circle. Whatever material they contained has long ago burned to cinders, but the room still smells of charcoal and sulfur. Sitting next to the bookstand is a warty toad.
Well, look what we have here.
Is
A
that
toad.
invitation?
No.
And as everyone knows
I
about
want to go.
toads, you don't touch them unless you want to get warts.
Oh.
No, no. We're already in trouble.
There you go.
All right, so is that where you're going, Cyril? Sorrel? Oh, sorry.
Oh,
Oh
no.
no, I'm gonna go here.
Because I'm gonna need you to.
I was just-
Sorry. I already saw you. I saw you go there. So I'm gonna need everyone
okay.
to click on their tokens
Oh wow.
and roll initiative.
Oh,
We're doing it again, folks.
Yeah. I look forward to getting knocked the fuck out. What?
It's literally the same situation we were in before.
I know. Isn't that great for me?
save the elf.
And let me. You're not the tankiest one, but you are taking all the blows. All right, so there's suddenly this toad kind of like starts to move and startles you, Sarielle. So it gets a surprise attack on you because it was invisible. You could see it, and it is going to All right, so I actually, now that it is come into attack form, I need everyone to roll me a wisdom saving throw. Oh, so far so good. Oh, Targi did well too. Now just Ulha.
Got a 9.
Now, you are now frightened.
Scared.
So scared.
So scary.
All right.
Was it material
Where we
before us or
scowling?
what?
Sorry, what was that? It materialized before you.
Okay.
Yes, it was invisible until it used its scare ability,
Ooh.
and it's going to claw you. Sorry.
Claw me up. Knock my bitch ass out.
No.
6 piercing
Oh
and
Yes.
yeah, I'm knocked
I-
the fuck out.
okay.
Knock
You're
me out,
one
Zaddy.
down.
Wait, hold on.
No,
You have
no,
a
you have
chance.
to
You have
roll
a
a con
chance.
save.
Oh, I
Yep,
have to
roll your
con.
con save for the other 6. Yeah.
Oh, it's to not be poisoned.
No, or take
Yeah.
the poison damage
Oh, okay.
and
Mhm.
become poison.
Which
still
you know
failed
are.
it. You still
Yeah,
failed
yeah.
it. So you're
I
still
love
down.
how y'all kept talking, but I failed it alright.
We had hope for you.
That was your fault.
Oh,
your weakness.
lass. When are you gonna learn? When are you gonna learn?
So
Caston,
what
you
should we?
look around the room. Sorry.
So I'm-
Guess-
I was just gonna ask, like, Borat, what should we do about little gremlin things?
Ah, little gremlin things. Well, lad, I'll tell you one thing you do with little gremlin things. You cut them to pieces, and you just keep cutting them until they stop moving. It's the simplest as that. You can do side swipes, you can do overhands, you can do loop-de-loops, and you can do stabs. Whatever you want. But as long as it's cut to pieces by the end of it, it doesn't matter.
I'm knocked out.
She
I
didn't
missed
cut
the
it to
lesson.
pieces.
I missed the lesson.
This time you do have an
Yeah. Yes.
So is it my turn?
Caspin, you look around the room and Sorel, it just drops again. What are you gonna do?
Hell
It
yeah.
just collapses
Well,
in
do I
another.
Places
do I
on the
see the
floor.
thing?
And yeah, now
Do
you
I-
see this really kind of weird looking toady thing on top of.
Well, I'm gonna run up and I'm gonna attack it.
All right,
I'll attempt to
swing
cut
away.
it to pieces. I assume 10 probably doesn't hit.
Yeah, that's not gonna do it.
Alright, well, that's my turn.
Lass, you're supposed to hit it.
I'm trying, but it's
Oh, this is what you see, by the
full
way.
of warts.
Yeah.
Now that it's made itself manifest.
Ugh.
Oh, Toad.
Little ugly little feller.
Yeah, he was a toad. Now he looks like that.
He's
All right, Ulha.
You're frightened.
I, by the way, I am
Yeah.
frightened, so I
Yes, you
probably
are.
can't.
So scared.
I can still attack, right? But I
You have
just
to.
It's a
disadvantage.
disadvantage,
hold
and you
on.
can't approach
I've
it.
got frightened condition. I've got the card right here. A frightened creature has disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls while the source of its fear is within its line of sight, and the creature can't willingly move closer to the source of its fear.
Okay. And I get to make a wisdom throw at the end of my turn.
And yes, let me
Okay.
just go back. I think it's in the description, which you guys should be able to see. A target can. That
you didn't.
one's for the poison. Let me double check. Yeah, sorry. On the target can repeat the saving throw at the end of its turn with
Okay.
disadvantage.
Mhm.
With disadvantage if the quasit is within its line of sight.
Okay, so we're gonna do two things here
Ending
then.
the effect itself a success. Okay.
Okay. So I never knew, but how many darts do I have in my bandolier of darts
20.
that I picked up?
You had 20.
darts.
20 darts.
Okay, 20 darts. So I shoot one of them at this.
Okay.
Throwing a dart. Yeah.
Thunk.
With 16.
Yeah, you hit.
3 piercing damage.
All right. Oh, you definitely you took out one of his little eyes. You knocked him for 6. That.
Cool beans.
All right.
And then I'm gonna use my movement to walk out of the room, run away from him,
Okay.
and then
Lad, you're supposed to cut it up.
I got a needle in it. It's fine. I'll come back for it. Maybe. Okay.
All right,
And
that
then I can
takes us
roll
to
my wisdom
Borat.
save. I can roll my wisdom save, and not
Yep.
with disadvantage. 'Cause I
Yeah,
left
yeah,
the
while
room.
you're away.
Yeah.
Correct.
I
You're
mean,
right.
my 10
Sorry, I
plus
forgot
2,
about that.
12.
That is enough.
Woot.
You are no longer frightened.
All right. I feel better now. We're back in 18 seconds or so.
Okay, Horat.
I step forward, and I swing my great sword at it.
Swing away.
12.
Oh, you just miss it. It manages to evade your great axe as it comes. Sorry, great sword as it comes swinging down. You got on the side with the good eye still, so it was able to move out of the way.
Why didn't
But
you
just
shoot it in the
barely.
other eye?
So,
I don't think
Sark.
he was aiming.
Yeah, I was trying not to look at him. He's really scary.
You got a 10-foot reach.
Yeah, and you
Wait,
can
yours
easily
took the
reach
reach?
over her because she's.
You got a
on the
glaive, right?
floor.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Step on
that's
me.
a reach weapon, so you can attack from 10
Mhm.
feet away.
Oh, okay. Well, steps up
You're on the floor.
and a
There
20.
you go.
Of course, that's gonna hit. You can describe how it died.
Sorry, I should have turned off
Little
rage
guy.
because there was no way that was continuing. But
7 damage.
Yeah. That's all right. 7
so
damage
just
was more
steps up,
than
it
enough.
doesn't.
Does he do a loop-de-loop?
There's nothing graceful about Targ. He just
Ah.
steps up and swings it wildly and lops its head off somehow.
Ah, see, that's the best place to cut it to pieces. Its head. Most things don't live without their heads. Most things.
As long as they don't regrow them.
Oh, I knew a man who could live
Now,
without his head
potion
once.
for the elf.
You got one. We each got
I don't
one.
know.
But
I
you
don't
have
have a
one.
potion.
Oh,
We each
Yeah,
got one at the
multiple.
beginning.
Oh, well.
So, yeah.
How many
in
Potion
that
potions?
case, Targ's going to kneel down, pick up the elf.
We're gonna waste all of our potions on this elf.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna bite the brazier.
Pop the elf up against his leg and give her the. So gently pour the potion down her mouth.
Roll 2d4, baby.
Hell yeah,
plus
baby.
2.
Oh, I'm back to full health again. It's gonna be a pattern.
You're doing a
Sorry,
really good job.
sorry.
This plan is extremely great. Like Sarielle, you're a genius. You go in,
Thank
you
you. I get
distract
knocked the
him for a
fuck out.
second, and then we get to do all the rest of the hard work.
Yes. And then with one health potion,
You come on
I
back.
have full health again.
You are a genius.
I am so fucking.
No wonder.
See, this is my plan all along.
Caspin follows you wrong. You're a
Oh,
genius.
lass.
Thank you.
Listen. You need to listen to instructions. You can't just be going
I got
around.
knocked out before the instructions.
Well, then you should have waited before you.
I couldn't wait.
You should have dodged better then.
I didn't see it coming.
You know, Caspin here. He's a good student. He's probably one of the best.
Thank
He's
you.
a very good listener.
I'm just busy hacking the things to more pieces. because
See,
that's what
he's
you
a good
told me.
student. Why can't you be more like Caspin?
I'm gonna check
When
out the
do I
bookshelf
stop?
now. I'm gonna look at the bookshelf.
Okay, go ahead and give me an investigation roll.
Here you go.
All right. Yep. Looking around, and you look through the book stand, but there's nothing here that's got a shiny thing on it.
Not a single shiny thing in here.
Hey,
Mhm.
who knows how to start fires?
I do.
Who besides the one that gets knocked out all the time knows how to start a fire?
I do. I have a Tinder.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think we should light these.
Don't we all have tinder boxes?
Yeah, we all have Tinder boxes.
No,
It's very
I'm
presumptuous of you.
I don't.
I don't have one of those, lad.
Except there's a
I'm
environment.
married.
What?
I don't understand.
This tastes like ashes, and so I think we should light it on fire again. As my mouth goes back on the brazier and just starts gnawing on it.
I'll
Let's try
go
lighting
over
them.
and attempt to light this one over here on fire.
Okay, go ahead
think
and
we'll need
roll me
fuel.
a d20.
5.
Yeah.
Number-
Yeah, that's really mostly ash. This doesn't
Okay, so
seem
we
to
need
be
fuel.
anything to
Let's go
light.
get some of those books.
We're not gonna use the
No,
books.
no. We are not burning books.
No.
Why not?
Why not? What are you gonna do with them?
I have a candle.
No, there's plenty of kindling here.
I'd like
I
to
have a
investigate the
candle.
runes.
I have candles. Lots of candles.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm gonna grab 6 books and put one in each. 2 in each. Sorry, 2 in each brazier.
I'm gonna
No.
investigate the runes.
No.
Yep. If you want to go ahead and roll an
And
arcana.
as he puts
Okay.
the books in, Targ follows and takes them out again.
I'm gonna start putting candles in each
I
of
love
them.
how y'all are doing this
While
while I'm looking at runes.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can deduce that this is some sort of summoning circle, but you can't tell what was summoned.
Oh.
Ariel's gonna look over at the frog thing. Like, I think I know it was.
What was that, lass?
I think frog thing was summoned.
Oh,
Just
That's
based
a
off of
clever
context.
It's
idea.
a summoning circle.
somebody
can
was
always
If you want to burn
consorting.
something, I've got some
And summon
rope.
something
We're not
again.
burning books.
I have candles.
Someone was consorting with
Ariel's just gonna lean back
frogs.
against the shelf.
Evil
Just
frogs.
watch everybody.
Yes,
Pretty
evil
silly.
frog. There's an
Candles?
evil frog. Yes, how are the candles working out? Are the candles making a difference?
I'm gonna put a candle in each of them and then light each candle. Just stick it down into the ash.
Ah, man. I knew about evil frogs. Let me tell you, lads, I was out in the swamps one morning, me and my crew, and we were ambushed by bullywugs. Yes, I know. The creatures are
What's that?
normally cowardly except for in large numbers. But there were hundreds of them. And we fought like hell, we did. I must have killed 50, 60 bullywugs that day. Turns out they thought we were a trade caravan. Well, we weren't. We were actually a military patrol. Killed every single one of them. I remember seeing, after we were done butchering them, all the little tadpole children came out and watched us, and we looked at them and we laughed. Oh, how we laughed.
Jesus Christ.
I'm just letting y'all role play for a bit. That's I was muted, but I was listening because I was being
What did
entertained.
you do with the tadpole children?
What do you mean, what did we do? We left them there.
Oh.
I'm not a tadpole parent.
That's true. You aren't. You're a human parent.
Exactly. And why would I be raising tadpole babies?
That
That's
does
what we
make
all
sense.
said, so we went back to Baldur's Gate.
I'm sure the tadpoles are fine.
Yes, me too. I'm sure they're fine.
I've seen plenty of tadpoles without the parent.
Like this one here.
There was
Yeah.
no reason for you to waste resources on raising other people's tadpoles.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right.
Okay,
Baldur's Gate would never raise tadpole children anyway.
Oh. Well, I don't think gates can really raise children.
You're right. Gates can't, but the city of Baldur's Gate has a government, in which point that it has many different policies, and some of those are orphanages. And I do not believe that they
At
would
this
take
point,
in.
at this point, Casper's face has just gone blank as you start going down this chain of explanation.
Yes. What it basically means is that no one wants tadpole children, and no one should ever take care of them. Just keep that
What
in
about
mind.
the bullywugs? They took care of them.
They're dead now. We killed them all.
Oh, they were the only ones who would take care of them?
I don't know.
What if they're chefs that prepare frog's legs?
The tadpoles don't have legs.
Well, these
But they
did have
grow up to
legs.
have
I was
legs.
calling them tadpoles. They were little bullywugs.
Well, at a certain point of them going from tadpoles to frogs, they do develop legs at some point. So
Oh.
Absolutely. They do.
I just
As
like
they
the
should.
idea of you guys having this conversation in a summoning room. Like, it's just...
Should I light these candles?
Go ahead. I don't know what will happen, but it might be interesting.
I'm gonna light
I mean,
a
you could have
candle.
lit
It's
them
just
while
a-
we were talking.
It's just a candle each of them, and I'm gonna light one.
All right, you light the candles and it's a bit brighter now in this
Huh.
room.
Well, nothing happened in here. That means there's no more clues. Let's go find another room to go to.
Let's try saying
Okay.
the trigger word.
Scepter.
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 Green
Nothing
Jeop.
happens.
Nothing happens. All right. Well, then I'm out of here. See you later.
Green Jeop.
Go exploring.
I guess we
Alright.
go back
Are we,
Now I
downstairs.
are we
gotta
sure we
move
don't
y'all
want to
again.
light the books on fire?
I'm just
No,
leaving
We are
the
not
candle.
burning books.
All right.
Lighting books
So
on fire.
let me move you to the ground level where you were before. You just have to get the map in a way where I can get your characters across to all your characters in the same screen. All right, gotcha. So, I'll just put one of you, sort of like coming out of this room. Just line y'all up. Hey, you're back on the ground level. Oops. What happened to you?
Can I go over there too?
Okay, where are you
Let me
going?
know.
Please. Grab you. You keep moving. You keep moving. I'm trying to grab you.
Stationary for
Hold still.
ages.
Be patient. Yeah, it takes me. I have to like drag them, and then they have to drop, and it's in the ass because I've got that thing where
Who's
it's like
moving tag?
That's R&D. It's got to be.
Yeah, R&D.
Yeah.
Why do you keep moving them?
Yeah, R&D.
Why do you keep moving them with your mind? What's up with
Is that Jess? This is why they don't let you give everybody control over everybody else's
It
players.
is exactly why. Because no matter what the group is, we're all going to be immature about it. Every time.
As they do a little dance.
Make a little love get down tonight?
Oh, yeah.
It is
Okay,
Wuhan
They have
Prague,
even
so you
left-
know what?
They have even,
Prague.
they've even
It
left-
seems like everyone has left us alone. You and I.
Oh.
Did I ever tell you stories about my dad? He taught me a lot. He once
No.
conquered a lamia
No.
out in the desert.
No.
So I
Just
heard.
mute him. Mute him.
No, you didn't.
Powers to stop this story.
Don't want to hear about this
He was
story.
out in the desert.
No.
Tall, beautiful woman.
Just cover up his mouth. Something.
And
Hold on. If I cover up his mouth, it's less funny.
and then he conquered a snake lady in a shop.
Mute him.
Almost gotten eaten.
Almost got eaten, but he was
Mute
fine.
him.
And then he
We don't need
conquered.
his weird.
He definitely conquered my
sex
mom,
story.
and thick thighs if ever there was one was a blue dragon.
Where the hell are the rest of you?
Are you coming? Are you coming
Where
up?
are the rest of these damn people? We've got to find her. You're all up there fucking around.
All right,
Get
we ready
down.
to get on with the mission now?
Yes, we are. Move them
All
up.
right. Where did Tart go? Tart go. Oh, you're on. Oh, he was on top of
I'm
you.
still there.
That was cozy.
Yes.
Okay, so you're back up on.
We seem to have lost Preston.
No, she's there. She's just leaning over in
She's hysterical.
laughter. She has been broken.
All right, lads, let's see. Where else do we even go from here?
Well, there's the stair up, isn't there?
Oh, yeah, there is.
I believe there were stairs
All
up.
right, up the stairs then. Follow me.
I was smart.
There.
All right, so now let me put you up there onto the next level. 1 second. Okay, I'm gonna read this first before I move you. What is that noise?
It's in me. Running in circles.
Okay. All right. So, the landing at the top of the stairs, by the way, is occupied by a suit of armor holding a long sword, point down. It sits upon a wooden stand in front of a large window. The armor is clearly decorative, though the helmet and the sword are genuine items of good quality. You kind of check this out as you head up the stairs. So, who's first? Is it
Me. It's horrible.
Jess? Or you're okay. All right. So I'll say you get to the top of the stairs first. Then who? Come on, roll 20. Third. And I'm just gonna have to kind of put you tactically on the upper part of the landing, there, but actually you're behind
That's fine.
Sarielle. Okay. Yeah, and by the way, it was Ulha, you had that passive perception of 15, right?
I believe so, yeah. That's really high.
Yes, it is really high.
No, you had 14.
As you're looking up,
14.
as you're...
but
Mine's
still-
15.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mine's 15.
It's okay. It's a 13.
Okay.
It's a 13 or
Okay.
higher, so it still works. As you're looking up at the armor,
Oh,
as you're
cool.
climbing the stairs, you notice that above it, there's actually what looks to be a trap door.
Above the stairs.
But the armor.
No, above the armor.
Above the armor.
Mm.
Horat.
Yes, what's up?
Look. You should look up there. Trap door.
Ah, lad, you're good for something.
You have eyes.
I'm trying to be.
Yeah, all right. So
I also don't
I'll
faint every time I walk into a room. It's a
I'll
very
walk
good
up to
skill.
the
I don't
armor,
faint.
and I begin to examine. I'm gonna rattle it and move it around
fuck
and
out.
fuck with it.
Like any good
Yeah,
girl would.
it opens upward. It doesn't drop down toward you.
I was talking about the armor, but
Oh, sorry. I thought, what was it? What was the question? Sorry.
I was rattling it and moving it around,
Oh.
making sure it wasn't trapped.
Nope, no. As I said, the armor itself is decorative, but the helmet and the sword are good quality and genuine.
I pick up the helmet and I give it a close examination.
Hmm
And what weapon is it? What
It is a longsword.
Ah, lads, a long sword. You know what they say about long swords? And I look all the way back past everybody to the dwarf.
They're longer than short swords.
Yes, that's what they say, Caspin. You're learning real quick. You could be a great knight someday
You
with that
can't
kind of
make
knowledge.
omelets with them.
But you know what, lad? You've got your little axe there. But if you look at this sword here, and this sword here looks a lot fancier than that axe there. Your axe is kind of ruddy, to be quite honest with you, and there's a little rust there on the edge. Why
Oh,
don't
there
you take
isn't.
this
It's
sword?
blood.
Why don't you take this sword?
How am I gonna take it? You're all the way up there. You gonna throw it down to me?
I pass it to to over the head of the lizard to the barbarian fella.
Targ just passes it along back.
I
Why are we stealing long swords?
I don't know, but look at this helmet, and I'm looking at it, and then
Why do you have
I'm
a sword?
gonna
gotta
flip
give
off
it
my
to
helmet, and I'm gonna
Oh,
put this
you're
helmet
gonna-
on.
You gotta give it to Caspin, yeah.
You now have a helmet.
That's what I do. I have a helmet.
Very nice
I
helmet.
have a
No,
long sword.
just Jess. Just
Who?
Jess's
Just Horat
character.
has a helmet.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You have a
Just go ahead and
longsword
give
that you
yourself
gotta
an
give it
helmet
to-
from the
Yes,
inventory.
I'm giving it to him right now.
My armor already had a helmet.
Here you go.
But now I've got another one.
Oh, you got two helmets.
Yeah.
Can I have what kind of helmet did you used to have?
It's a little skull cap. Here, you can have actually this one. It matches my helmet, matches my armor. So here, you can have this one, and I hand it the fancy helmet to him.
I just opened my mouth and you just put it in there.
And you can do whatever you want with that. And I step past, I open the trap door.
Right. So when you step up, kind of like use the wooden platform of the armor, and you're already 7 foot tall, right?
Yeah.
So you're already like basically getting it to your fingertips just by getting on the wooden platform and just like sort of giving your full lift and pushing it with your hands. It does push upwards, so you'll have to like jump up to and pull yourself up somehow, because it kind of like now the door flipped open, and so there's an opening above the armor.
Caspin, you're a sturdy fella. Why don't you come on over
hold
here?
on. There's somewhere I can't open my character sheet anymore.
Double click it.
I already did.
Hmm.
I'm gonna reload.
Oh, hold on. Did I take off? I had there were two of you on the screen. And I took one off because I had dragged you over to maybe.
Now
my
I
fault?
can open it.
Okay. Excellent.
Long sword.
All right.
Longest
So where
sword.
were we?
All right, Caspin, why don't you come on up here? You're a sturdy one.
Well, I've been told so.
Yes, please come here. And I
Hi.
wave him forward. Everybody
People.
kind of stepped on the side.
I think some of them are people. I think.
Yes.
I can't pass through the.
Oh yeah,
The wall's
you
in the
literally
way.
can't. The wall is in the way. Yeah.
Yeah. Ah, ding, ding, ding. Like a fly trap
I
behind a
literally
window.
just moved you. I moved you right where you needed to be. Right
Oh.
there. There you go.
Hey,
Right there.
Ah!
Because you're on the. Each of you
What?
are on one side of the.
Wait. Where did I go now?
he just went off the side. He's gone.
Ah, help me, Sarielle. Where I am. Ah.
I
Hold
just
on,
saw
I'll
his
get
icon
you.
shoot off to the right for no reason.
Where did I? I'm somewhere like
What?
out here. I'm somewhere out here. It's,
I saw you, and then you disappeared. Like
no,
the
yeah.
map
I
got
got moved.
smaller.
I got moved out here. Like from the lighting, I can see everyone that's outside here.
Hold on. I'm gonna have to change the dimensions of the. I don't know. I don't want to move the. Okay, if I move the background, I could just undo it. So, because all the lighting.
I
is
guess I
set
can
up,
add
so
another of me. Whoa. No, that
you're not
doesn't work.
there. Undo.
No,
I
I'm
s-
out. Like I'm out, way out to the right somewhere. I think.
Okay, then I'm going to have to change the dimensions of the map because
No, just
I have
add
to make it
another one.
wider. Add another. Well, your character's going to be out there with the lights on the whole time.
Oh, that's true. Oh,
Right,
there I am.
there he is. Yay! He's back.
I'm back in the
Oh,
on the
okay.
map.
Oh, hold on. Shit. Hold on 1 second. I'm
Oh
still
my
in the map
God.
layer. That was bad.
What?
Yeah, that was bad. Just hold on. Okay, I need to get off the map layer now and get to the tokens layer. Okay. What the hell was that? Okay. Now, we're all set.
Okay, I'm here. I don't know how I ended up out there. That was
I think the map is like a square off. Like if you move it one to the there you go. Hey,
Yay.
look at that. Can you just can you DM? Could you please describe what we just saw? Casper do as he got flown out of this dimension.
Had to walk up the stairs. I'm teleported out.
Phased in and out of existence for a while. And then just reappeared in the solid form right next to
You just see him
your fighter.
shaking. Like, what happened?
While you're shaking him, I'm
You
gonna
got yeeted.
yeah. While you're shaking, I'm gonna like lick you and see if you taste like magic.
I don't.
It tastes like miasma.
Don't do
I
that.
I don't like this
Keep your
longsword
tongue in
anymore.
your mouth.
Well, Casper, you're gonna learn to love it. All right,
This
lad.
game is
Listen,
getting kinky.
listen, Casper.
I can't move my character.
Yeah, because you're stuck
You're in the
inside a
wall,
I'm
wall.
stuck in the
so
wall.
Chris is
My
down to fix it.
Fuck him.
Is the map still off a bit?
No.
I'm just stuck in the wall.
Haas's character's in between two.
Oh.
I didn't even touch my character. Like, how'd you get there?
Who knows?
Chaos. That's...
Yeah, it looks lined up. Everything looks lined up.
Yeah, no, it's not the map. It's just her
I'm
token
stuck.
is in
Her
between.
token is
Okay,
like,
yeah.
I can get her out of that.
Yeah, I think she's
Okay.
stuck in a wall further.
Yeah.
There you go.
there we go.
yay!
All right,
So,
Casper.
okay,
Listen,
Yeah, like
what
a
do you
video
want me to
game.
do?
I reached over and I look at Casper and I put my hands on his shoulders. I look him directly in the eye. I go, listen, lad. You can be the hero here. Are you ready to do your duty?
My duty to what?
To
What am I doing?
To saving all of your friends and to bringing justice to the world.
Yes.
I pick him up and I throw him into the hole above me.
Trapdoor?
Yep.
Okay, do me an acrobatics or
Tossing the dwarf.
Which
Yeah, athletics. Can I do an
or
athletics? check?
athletics. Yeah, sorry, it would be for him to do the save, but yeah, do an athletics check to see how well it goes, and then see how he rolls. Okay,
you want an acrobatics from me?
or an athletics or an acrobatics, whichever works for you to see how you land. Because the throw went well, and you sucked the landing.
Wow!
You are officially up in the attic.
Oh. I think
All
the
right, lad, now
longsword is
throw
doing
something
things
down here.
again. I throw down the longsword.
It lands at my feet. Well, lad, I meant to throw down. Listen, I've got an idea. Tie a rope
That's just going to grab Horat and
to
push him
something.
up. Just
You
lift
cannot-
him up and push him through the hole.
You can't pick me up. Come on, I'm like 400 pounds.
What do you want? I threw down something.
Sword goes through your fucking skull as he throws it down. Yeah. If he's giving me a boost, I'll go up.
Okay, you're gonna go up. All right.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not
17
being
is fine.
thrown. I'm just climbing
No,
up.
you're just getting booted. Yeah,
Yeah.
pushed up. Yep. Oof. That worked out just fine. You
And then
are
I'll
also
reach
not an addict.
down and I'll try to grab other people up because I'm tall and have a long reach.
All right. So I'll say that because you're working together, to get each other up, that you are able to, one at a time, get up into the attic.
Wonderful.
This is theater of the mind because we don't have a map for the attic.
Okay.
Oh,
So what you see when you get up there is the attic itself is quite stuffy air-wise. It's seems like higher up. Maybe you're closer to the top of the dome where the miasma is, but it's kind of stuffy up here. It's quite dimly lit, and everything is covered in a fine layer of dust. It basically runs the length of the building, but there is nothing else up here. It just is completely empty. However, who had that? Oh, Uha. You think you might see some light that at the end of the hall, like at the end of the area. So let me just kind of describe it. You get up from where you are, and when you face west, there's quite a big empty space, but then it sort of seems to narrow toward what is the end of the house. And when you look to that's your west. When you look to your east, you see basically the house kind of stays the same shape, the same wide length that it is kind of like when you were in the hallway. And that kind of runs just the length of the attic. But there's no similar light down at that other end. So there's no light down at this end, but there is some kind of light you think you can pick up way, way, way far away on the other end of the house.
Hey, everybody. I think there's a light down.
Well,
Should
lead the
probably-
way.
No, we should probably send distracting.
I'm also good. Face for something.
Yes. Be good at this. She
I'm
only takes
also-
like one potion.
I'm a one potion kind of gal. I can go check that out while y'all continue to look. Please bye.
as she goes, I follow her. I'm going right behind her.
All right.
Where? Y'all in the hole?
No, the attic. We're up in the attic.
When
There's
the-
no map for
There's
it.
no map for it.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
it's all. But I could tell you that it is from where you are. You're going to be walking about 45 feet away from the rest of the party to get to where that light is.
Oh, okay.
And I'm following you.
And I'm following Caspin.
Okay, so you're all going.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we gotta make sure
Basically.
that Sarielle is first. That's all.
Also,
Right.
I should point out I have the armor because the armor I'm wearing. I do
Suppose they get
have.
knocked out.
I make another
Go
noise. I have a disadvantage on stealth saves, so I am like if something
Clanging.
is there. Yeah, I'm clanking a lot. They will definitely know I'm there.
So is Horat, to be fair.
Clunk, 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 clunk.
It's just
Yeah, I don't think I'm
the-
wearing clothes.
just chains rattling as we go. Our chainmail just clinking
so.
at each step.
I don't think I've been wearing clothes this whole time.
Huh.
Oh.
Pretty normal for lizard folk.
Wow.
I'm just wearing my robes.
Bathrobes.
I have no
Robes.
All right. As you all approach
And
the
Tark's
end,
not wearing anything worthy of being called armor, so
All right, so as you guys approach the end of the mansion that you're in, you can see that there is light coming up through the floorboards below you. That's what the source of the light was.
Well, I don't see anything up here that we need to be stealthy for, so I take out a flint and I light a torch.
Okay. Yep.
And I look around. What's up here anyway?
It is really an empty attic. Whatever Fistendia's, like, she had all her furniture downstairs. There's no nothing in an attic you would normally associate. It's just like a big empty space. So you've got stone that is and the roof material, above you. Below you, you've got floorboards made of wood. This time, not the kind of hardwood, just sort of like a cheaper wood that you would lay on top. And that's it. Other than that, it's a big empty space.
The area where there's light coming from, can I look through the cracks and see what the room looks like below?
Yeah, you can give a try. Do you want to go ahead and give me a perception check?
Absolutely. Let's see. $15.
All right. I actually think I can actually give you the artwork for what you would see if you'd look through the cracks this time. But it is basically... Oh, poo. Come on. The room looks really bare, but you can see that there is a bookshelf. You can also see that there is that 3 shelves are bound in iron, covers. So there seems to be like metal over this bookcase.
That's mighty suspicious.
Yeah, you also see a wooden bench and what might be a reading desk, but it's kind of hard to tell from the angle.
Is there anything living or moving with inside?
What was your perception check again?
15.
Nope. You don't see anything or hear anything.
I take my crowbar out and I pry open the floor.
All right, roll me. I have to scroll back up to the other place where this is because it's in a different section. An athletics check.
And with the crowbar, it's with
Yes.
advantage.
All right, then you get to do it with advantage.
17.
Yeah, you break right through the floorboards.
All right, and then I jump in before I say anything to anybody. I have my sword out even.
Okay.
Before I jump in after him along with everyone else, I'd like to look around and see if I can find another book with a letter on the spine.
When Horat lands, he swings his sword at the first thing that's in contact that he can get in contact with.
Okay, call us on. Are you looking for a book in the attic?
Yes.
There's nothing. Not a book. There's nothing in this attic. It is
Okay.
empty. It's a big empty space.
Okay.
Like, think of an empty garage. So, all right, you're going in next.
I guess so.
It's going to be kind of difficult because you guys are like actually on top of all of the artwork because of how many people you are and how the spacing works. I take it everyone else is jumping in, right?
Oh no, well, I'm just gonna.
I'm gonna jump in.
So yeah, the first
Okay.
thing that's within
I'll just
my
look down
reach
through the hole and go,
Yes. gets a great sword slash directly onto it.
Okay, so you
Uh-oh.
end up hitting one of these
No,
metal.
Tark's staying up and just looking down the hole, waiting for them to say, "We need help."
Oh, okay, you're still up. Okay, then I will put you back where you were. You can theater of the mind this. All right, let me over here. All right, so now that you're down inside, there's definitely, so the room is bare except for a bookshelf covered in chains against one wall. There's a plain wooden bench and a reading desk built into the shelves. You can also see that a book with the bust of a mage is on its cover, sits on the desk.
Cut open the chair rather. I cut it in
I
half.
would like to look at the book.
And then I go, If that was one of those, it would have been quite dead now.
Yeah, well, now that
Thank you
you
for being
did that, now that you attacked a
Oh
chair,
no!
yeah, the bookshelf starts to rattle,
Oh, great.
and it's gonna come at you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's the.
Yep.
I have been rolling consistently well on my.
Yeah,
There
it's
you
pretty
go.
intense.
This is what's coming at you now.
Oh,
Nice. Cool.
I'll prepare myself for the floor.
All right.
That's a nice bookshelf.
lay
Thanks.
down already.
It's gonna be kind of hard.
Knock
It's
my whole ass out.
But it is a nice icon, but it's probably outside of your field of vision. So I'll just like put it, I don't know, on
Well,
part
I
of
mean,
the room
it's
so you can
there.
see part of it, I guess. That's it there. Yes.
Yay!
Yeah.
And it's against the wall, so
Like, there's sort of out of it on the floor, like on the actual map. So and it's limited how much it's gonna be. able to
yes,
actually
imagine
move.
that's it.
Oh, I guess that also means I'm
Yeah.
taking standing. Well, I'm taking. I don't know. I'm probably more here, since like I can't
Okay, yes,
be
you're
standing in it.
Okay.
All right.
You can get right up next to it because it is, after all, a chained object. So, all right. How did it do? 12. That's not too bad. How did the rest of you do?
Pretty good, actually.
Middle of the pack. Okay.
Yep, sorry.
Yep.
Oh yeah, no, you're gonna die.
All
What's
right.
going on here?
So yes.
Twice on you in person.
Yeah, you start to see this entire
knows
bookshelf
why?
starts to rumble, and it's the chains on it start flailing around, and it looks like it's about to attack. So, Caspin, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, I didn't want to mute. I am gonna give it a whack with my battle axe.
Okay,
12.
that will not hit.
Wow, really?
Mm-hmm. Really,
Okay.
really.
That's my turn.
Lad, you've got to do
right.
sideways swings
Alright.
with these.
Oh.
Go ahead, Horat.
Let me show you.
That will hit.
12.
All right. You just
Sending
check
splinters
it.
flying everywhere with a sideways swing.
Yes, you did. It does. Yes, take a nice chunk out of this very mean-looking library bookshelf. Thunk.
I've always hated bookshelves. Not ever since I've been to that bookshelf emporium. Ted's bookshelf emporium,
Sorry.
lads. We lost a lot of good men that day. 6 of them, to be exact. They got lost on the way there.
You lose all your men.
Please continue with the story. Please do.
We don't lose them,
Sarielle,
they
I
get
want to know the whole
lost.
thing.
We found them later.
Eventually.
But they in the children's section.
Found them down the street. They went to Bill's Mystical Emporium. Them totally different place.
There's a lot of emporiums.
Well, of course, there's
No idea.
Emporium Street in Baldur's Gate. Lot of emporiums in Baldur's Gate.
So, does that emporium sell streets?
Yes, actually, there is.
Oh.
There's Jill's Street Emporium.
This is a very obliging
Caspin is buying all he's being told here. Like, no matter how nonsensical it sounds, he's just like, oh, yep, that makes total sense.
All right, back to the battle.
Yes. We interrupt this interlude.
Sorry? Yeah, we interrupt this interesting story for the battle that's going on with a bookshelf.
It's Sarielle.
Yep, Sarielle.
Yep. Well, since I can't back up for Fireball, I'm going to try to hit it with my quarterstaff.
Okay. Let's see how
Nope.
you do. First time out. You're warming up.
Yep.
Lash, you're
Wow.
supposed to hit it, not me.
I'm trying.
Well, I appreciate the effort. You did do a sideways swing.
Thank you.
All right. Next up is
Sideways. Supposed to do it sideways.
Ulha.
I am going to get a little ball of lightning in my hand and chuck it at the library.
All right.
And I am casting Witch Bolt on it.
All right.
Miss.
Oh, that's good because it can't move.
It can't move.
Uh-huh.
So it's gonna sit there
Good
and
thinking.
take not with a 7.
Good
It won't.
thinking.
7 plus whatever it is, I doubt is high enough.
What is it? What's
Probably 5. If I had to take
7 plus 4, so no, that's an 11.
no. Nope, that's not enough. Zips. Somehow you managed to miss a big object. Maybe you're trying to miss one of your
You were
colleagues.
just shocked that I hadn't been knocked out yet.
Shocked.
Side swing. You're supposed to do side swing with your electrical bolt.
I'll try next time.
All right. So the library starts to rumble and it starts to like shake, and all of a sudden you see its doors swing open and 2 books that are on chains
Oh,
come flying out and at you, Horat, and at Caspin. So you're gonna get a chained book swinging at your head. So that was for Horat,
that hits.
and that's for
That
Caspin.
does not hit.
So okay, Horat got hit. Yes, 3 damage. If the target is a creature, it is grappled. Oh, you are getting hugged
Okay, I
Now.
would like to know
by this
why
library.
all the hit points have been going to me. So far, I am the only
What?
one
You didn't get it?
who has been knocked out with 1 hit.
Listen,
You're
lass,
also a
Well-
wizard.
God saves his greatest
3 hit
challenges for his most capable soldiers. Unfortunately for you, you're his least capable. But you will do.
Thank you. I think.
By the way, you notice as the book smacks you in the face, Horat, that it's entitled Martial Attack Techniques.
That's like getting hit by a dodge.
All right, that is its turn. So, next up is Targ. You
Guess
are
you'd be having
muted.
quite a party down there. Am I?
Can you
Yes.
reach it from up there with the glaive?
Yeah, you could probably just stab it.
Yeah. He has 10-foot reach, so he can probably just step down.
I think it's a higher ceiling than 10 feet, because I think it was like 15 feet.
Okay.
So you have to drop down. I mean, I guess no, there's a top of it. It goes to the. Hold on, does it go to the ceiling, to the wall? Let me just check. Because if it does, then it could. Then he could. So
Oh,
Looks like it
Um,
does on the picture.
bookshelf, yeah, covered in chains against one wall, and it is like 3 levels tall from what I remember. So hold on. Yeah, I think that would if that was you looking down from the hole you just kicked in the ceiling, that would probably be yeah. I'll allow it. 10 feet. You can hit to the top of the bookshelf, the library.
Take it out.
So
there's no way of getting a side
What
swing
would you
on
like
this
to-
one. A 14.
oh god, yeah, that lands barely, but it lands. It is a hit. So go ahead and 5 damage.
For
Knock it
5
there.
slashing. Wow, I
Yes.
rolled a 1. That's why.
Hey, every bit helps. And that's your turn? Yes?
That's my turn.
All right, we are back to Caspin.
All right,
Yes.
Caspin, just as I told you.
side swing. From the left or from the right? No.
Your
side
choice.
swing.
It's your choice. It's your choice.
I'm gonna go make a side swing from above.
That's
Well,
Lad,
not
that's
gonna
a
hit.
chop.
oh.
If it comes from above, it's a chop. You got to go from the right or left.
Oh, I don't hit.
All right, so swing and a miss. Yes, the library, like you,
No, yeah. I was
you
a
land
chop
on the
and a miss.
doors. Chop and a miss. Yes. All right, then Horat.
Swing.
Yep, that's gonna hit.
Another 9 damage.
9 thunk. Oh yeah, it's starting to look like the doors are. One of the doors is starting to hang off a bit crooked now. It's libraries can't look bloodied, but if one could, this one would be.
If somebody could get this chain off of my arm.
All right, Sarielle. You're still up. This is good. Most times,
I know.
usually you'd be down by now.
Oh, it's so great for me.
I'm encouraging you.
Thank you.
Get it.
Okay, this time
Yeah.
I'm gonna take my quarterstaff with 2 hands.
All
Try
right,
to hit.
smack that. Smack my
Smack
bitch
it.
up.
9.
Nope.
Nope, not this time. But you're feeling stronger. Like you're getting, you're judging your stuff better. You're working up to
I'm
it.
very much in the mood to smack someone
Alright.
upside the head.
I'm going to throw some darts at it. Oh, one dart.
All
'cause I
right.
only get one dart.
Bring
One
it.
dart. Go. I don't. Dart. Yo, dart. Nope.
Let's see it. Come on. Oh,
With a 6.
no, just goes wide. Goes wide.
It's moving
Yeah.
around too much.
Back to the. Yes.
Oh.
All right, so it's gonna get its attacks, and this time it is gonna go for Sarielle and for Horat again. So again,
I
chain
am
books.
currently grappled by it. I don't know what
Yeah.
that like is.
How does that? Well, it says.
I don't know what it-
So if it got,
I don't know what it wants to do. Does it want to eat me?
I think it just restrains you. It doesn't really have a
Oh.
whole lot else.
Oh well, I have no intentions of getting away from it. So I
So
guess
it does have these, yeah.
it can keep whipping at me. I guess if it so chooses.
Well, okay, so it says it makes 2 melee attacks. So I'm
Mhm.
just like appealing to the DM here. So is the idea that with one of its chained books, it's got you wrapped up, so it doesn't have, it's just holding you with that, and it can't attack with that, or if you're
Usually, if you grapple someone, you can't do things with the hands that are grappling,
okay,
and
so
that would be considered the hands, right?
okay, yeah. Well, I guess it's because it makes 2 attacks. I was thinking 2 books on 2 chains, so it could have you wrapped up in one and still smack with the other.
Yeah, I could do that.
Okay, so then just sorry.
So does it want to pin me with that other hand?
Right now, it just says if the creature does it hit if the target is a creature, it is grappled. That it's just you're grappled once you get hit by it, and it wasn't hit by
I think it would continue making attacks against me then at that point, but like it would only be able to attack me because I'm being grappled by that chain, not the other one.
right.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, are you arguing that you should get a smack in the face?
Yeah, I'm arguing that I
okay.
should get attacked. Yeah.
Okay, all right, then I'm going to smack you in the face.
I got
So
you good.
Mrs. Sarielle, but it gets you.
Uh-huh.
It smacks you again with
Yay.
the martial arts book, and you take another 5, and you remain grappled. And thank you for all the support. I love gaming with other DMs because I always feel very supported. I can
no
always
problem.
appeal like through a second. Yes. Next up is Targ.
I gotta pee. I'll be right back.
Yep.
Targ is going to get onto the. So I move to the ceiling immediately above the bookcase and start
Okay.
jumping.
You're
Trying
gonna
to
jump down into the room.
Make a new hole and. No, he's going to try to make the hole bigger so he comes down on top of the bookcase.
Well, I think the idea was the bookshelf went all the way to the top, and that was how you reached it last time.
Ah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
In that case, it's just back to the glaive and trying to.
That's gonna hit. Oh my god, did you just do 14
Yay.
damage? You knocked it for like
I just rolled a 10.
That was
I rolled a
good.
10.
It is looking really that you managed to like crack it. Like you who is like am I talking loud? You managed to crack the wood in the library. And it's really looking bad. Yeah. So it is hurting this thing. Yay. Okay, next up is Caspin.
The hell?
Someone is really
You hear that?
upset at something.
Yeah. Are you,
Someone's
is that on
really
your
mad.
floor
I'm
or
not
your
even
front
being
door?
that loud. It's the next. I don't know who it is, but I'm literally just talking. It's fucking ridiculous.
You should
I'm not
be-
in the
shouting.
future.
I'm not playing loud music.
You could
It's
do like
ridiculous.
Morse code back to them.
Yes,
Fuck
do it.
you. Fuck you in Morse
Giving a hack.
code.
I only know
Alright.
SOS.
Okay,
Doesn't
well,
work.
I'm gonna attempt to swing on it.
Look at Jess dancing in.
Nope,
No.
Nope,
Yeah. That's not going to do it. All right. Good. You're perfect timing, Jess. You're up.
Did he miss again?
yes.
Oh, lad, what if I've been teaching you the entire time?
I forgot.
I know, it's okay. I'm going to go ahead and use Second Wind, which is a D10 plus my fire level. So that's my bonus action. I'll regain 11 health. I'll put myself back at max. And then I will swing with my greatsword.
All right. Let's do this.
Oh, let's see. Ah,
Oh,
oh, what a shame.
you're not
Lad,
able
if
to
you
miss.
would just, he's like, I'm like, just swing. Say you what you made me do, Caspin. Come on. And I look over at Sarielle. Could you please show your protege how to swing a weapon?
All right. It's to you, Sarielle.
All right.
Better
Alright.
teach him something. Here,
Okay.
model how it should be done. I'm sure you'll do great.
Okay. Two-handed.
No, you miss. I'm sorry.
Wow,
He
no
just hits
wonder
the side of it.
This is why he's not doing so well.
I do better.
He's not a very good teacher.
All right.
Probably
We're back
because
to
those aren't real robes in the bathroom.
Oh,
Ulha.
I mean,
I'm gonna throw
Maybe.
my darts at it because with a crit fail.
ha! Making fun of me.
Ark just pulls the dart out of his leg.
All right. So this brings us back to the chained library that has been animated.
This is a silly long fight.
And it's going to go for the same. It's going to go for Soriel and Horat again. So Horat first, you get a miss, and it misses. It's really hurting this time. It's really working to swing that book anymore now that it's got a big crack in it. Okay, so we are back to Targ.
You're
How are
still
we
just
back to Targ? Is
poking
that
at
right?
it with a glaive. We are back to Targ.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah,
Poke, poke.
Targ's just poking at it with a glaive from above.
That is gonna hit. That is definitely gonna hit.
Oh my god!
And you can describe. You can describe how you kill it.
You just see this glaive come out the hole and smash into the top shelf and cut right through. And that's it. He just then drops through the floor and continues to beat the entire unit to pieces.
Okay.
How else do you
By the way,
put down a bookcase? Sorry.
By the way, Horat,
Yes.
now that it's okay, it's fine. Now that you are the animated library is no longer, you notice that this book on a chain, that's
Mhm.
actually quite a nice weapon. In fact, it would make almost like a flail, like a +1 flail if you wanted to use it.
One flail. Caspin, my boy,
Yeah, yes.
have you ever wanted to swing a magical weapon?
Sure.
Look at this book. You see this book. Books, the words inside them, most of the time, completely useless.
Yes.
But the words on the outside. See this, martial. That means a sword or a weapon's ability to swing. And this chain is magical.
Oh,
What would you say to swinging this at enemies with reckless abandon?
I don't like the reckless part, but I would like to swing it.
Here you go, lad.
So I have a +1 flail.
You have a +1 flail.
With a book on the end.
Yep, still says martial attack techniques.
Well, was there anything else in here?
Yes, there was a book with the bust of a mage on its cover sitting on the desk.
Yeah,
I look
and
at that book.
That was the book I was gonna look at.
Oh,
Mhm.
yes,
Find
yes,
another
yes. I look over her shoulders at it.
And this book has the letter L on its spine.
What letters are we on?
We have JRIBL.
You don't
But the J was
want
a different killer.
your J was a different color.
Yes, the J was green, but I still
The
know
other
it was.
ones, the other ones are red. So
Yes,
So what red letters do we have?
the red letters are RIBL.
RIBL.
Oh,
don't have enough syllables.
Well,
Consonant.
I
Consonant.
All right.
I know what the word is. Caspin doesn't.
Uh,
Do you, lad?
No,
No,
Caspin
Casper
doesn't.
doesn't know.
Micro.
Caspin doesn't. But I think I figured it out. But I'm not saying anything because the character wouldn't know.
I climb back up
Same.
into
Oh,
this.
Hall, when you were looking in the room, you actually noticed the outline of a door behind Horat
Oh,
because you've got a good high passive perception.
Oh, I'll point it out. Like, oh, there's a door behind you.
does he?
Let me move.
Does he do it? Does he say something?
Oh, he said be right back.
Oh.
So
Yep.
he does. He opens the door.
Yes, I turn around and I open the door
All right, hold on. I am
with
I am
reckless
trying
abandon.
to open the door for you. Damn it! Hold on. I just took off all of the lighting
The entire base.
as I grabbed the wrong. Yeah. Come on. Roll 20. Let me grab the lighting I need. All right. That one. Yes. Ta-da! Now you should have light.
I have no light, no extra light.
Because I moved it from the wrong one. Sorry.
Oh no.
All my bad. I got all confused by the pink lights. All right. So that one goes there.
Step through
This one,
immediately
I'll just put it over
with
here.
no hesitation. I can't
Okay.
actually move my model into that.
Okay. Okay, hold on. I will, but I have to put this back. Oh god, I hate your roll 20. We're just gonna go with it. Okay. So I will go back to the object layer, token layer, y'all's layer, and move you into the next room, and then describe what you see.
Oh.
Are you coming to Olha?
Yeah. I forgot that I'm stuck in my own room.
Pretend there's a
Help!
yeah.
Help, please.
Pretend you can't see into the other room yet. All right.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that.
All right.
What's
No,
in
you're
this
back here.
room?
Why am I being moved everywhere?
Right. So in this room, The door opens into a dark, open space, offering a view of the starry firmament of the night sky. 5 telescopes mounted on bronze plates point toward a constellation above. In the middle of the space, a 1-foot diameter sphere of clear crystal, sits in a circular brass stand. And that's what you see.
Interesting.
Let's look through them.
Yep. So when you look into the telescopes, you can see more clearly, into the starry night sky. So basically, what it feels like you've walked into is it's like you're on a grassy knoll on a moonless night, and even the
Oh,
underneath you, there's a springy turf that compresses underfoot when you walk, and you can kind of see that the room is, if you close the door behind you, you would probably get a bit more distinct lighting going on.
oh. Caspian is gonna look down the wrong end of the telescope.
I'm gonna bite onto mine.
Okay. I'm also going to have every single person do an intelligence check on this. Just roll me intelligence, straight up intelligence.
There's no way I'm rolling that high.
Oh my
Wow.
gosh. I rolled horribly.
I got a crit with
You
a
did.
+1.
And I rolled horribly. I have a
I'm
plus
somehow
4.
smarter than.
I'm telling you. Oh no,
All
great,
right.
yeah, +1, yeah, 21.
How am I the second
We're telling you,
smartest?
I'm just a hobo who just wandered
Oh,
in, high on cocaine.
Olhal, for your
Yes.
crit,
wearing a bathrobe.
Yeah?
you get a real sense, because you saw the secret door too.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like looking around here and you're kind of like looking at the setup and you're thinking, I think this was how we were supposed to open up that door.
Oh, puzzle.
No, we skipped a puzzle.
Skipped a puzzle.
I could either let you guys sit here trying to work out a puzzle that you already solved, or I could just have you roll for it, and so I had you roll for it, and you got a crit, so you learned it.
yeah.
So that was
Yay.
supposed to do that.
I
Well, I'm
see.
glad. Clever tactics. Well,
All you gotta do is put things in your mouth and eventually get the right answer.
I walk up to this door and then I kick it open
You kick it open.
with full
And-
force.
All right, as you go through, most of this room is taken up by long wooden tables that are covered with glass vessels and books. Cabinets with glass doors line the walls, and they contain all manner of specimens. Just below the ceiling, in the middle of the room, colorful globes circle each other in an intricate dance. The far wall is almost completely covered by a map of the night sky with golden sunbursts in the center above a closed door. You also, as you bust into the room, hear a startled voice of a man saying, oh my goodness gracious, what is that?"
I step into the room, sword in hand, and look to my left and go, "Who are you, friend?"
My name is Matrius. I'm here doing research. Please don't kill me.
Madrius! I knew a Madrius once.
Yes?
Where are you from,
Did you?
Madrius?
Currently, I reside in Candlekeep. I'm doing research for my boss, sir. Please.
Who's your boss?
Well, she was a wonderful mage named Fistandula, but she died, and some of her property was willed to people who are coming to gather it. And I went looking for a book that was supposed to give to them, and I read the note, and I read a command word, and I ended up here.
Oh, so you're
that's
that.
the big lick.
You're that guy.
Who are you?
My name is Horat Alexton, and I was a good friend of Fistandula. Can't remember her name at this moment. But she was a good
excellent
friend of mine.
Oh, are you the people who are coming to collect the books?
Yes, yes, we came looking for you, lad.
Oh, well, yeah, came in here and I accidentally said the command word that opened up her mansion, which she didn't tell anybody at Candlekeep. She had this place in here, but anyway.
Interesting. I have a question for you.
Uh-huh.
If her homunculi are still alive, then how is she dead?
What homunculi?
The ones in the store below us, lad, in the kitchen.
I came in the foyer. I went right up the stairs and came in here.
I see. But her homunculi are still alive, so that must mean
That she's still
And we can
alive.
still get food.
yes, we should get food as well. But that means she's still alive.
Oh, well, that's wonderful news.
Have you
then
found
how-
anything of interest, lad?
But then we shouldn't
Oh.
get the things from the world. We should go hand them back if she's not dead.
Oh,
Right.
yeah, that's true.
We'll find her first.
I did find something fascinating. I found this little imp carved out of what appears to be onyx. It's absolutely fascinating.
An onyx imp.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Where is this onyx imp?
Oh, it's right here. Look at it. It's beautiful. He sort of hands it over to you, and it's like a little statue, incredibly lifelike. An incredibly ornate, intricately carved figure of this imp. He's like, I want to take it back to Candlekeep for study.
Study, lad.
Yes,
But
I've
this
been.
might have the answers we seek for her real whereabouts.
Oh, very possibly. Well,
There's no time to go back to Candlekeep. We have to figure this out right here.
Aspen. Clue.
Yeah, yes.
It's a fucking clue.
It's a clue.
See, this is what a clue looks like, Cass.
That's what a clue.
Oh.
Yes.
So what do we
Discovered-
do with it?
I don't know.
Oh.
What do we do with it? And I look at the investigative wizard.
Sarielle. I'm muted.
What do I need to roll?
we're asking him to.
Well, you-
I'm like putting it in her face.
Okay, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take a look at it. I'm gonna investigate it first.
Okay, roll me an investigation.
Okay, cool. I'm only being sassy because he's annoying.
Look at that.
Yeah,
What else is new?
it's an amazingly intricate carved figure. I mean, it is so lifelike. It is just the detail on it is masterful. This little figurine.
Can I tell if there's anything magical about it?
You would have to roll an Arcana.
Yes or no?
Not that you can tell.
Okay.
Any words, anything written on it?
Do I see any words?
Every part of it looks like it. No words, no maker's stamp, no anything. It's just a perfectly carved representation of an imp.
I thought you said that this was supposed to be important. I'm looking at the wizard.
No, you asked me if I found anything interesting. This is very
I
interesting.
have a question.
This is very interesting to you.
Mm-hmm.
I have a
How is
question
this
the
going
DM
to save the mistress of this house, of this mansion?
after this tale?
I didn't even know that she was alive. I didn't meet the homunculi. I just came up here, started investigating. I found this imp and got really distracted. I mean, I'm trying to leave, but I need to find the command word to leave. And
Are there any
But-
I
books in
tisk
here?
him and then I walk away
Okay.
with the imp in
I
hand.
would like to know
okay, you walk away.
if I would remember the size of an imp and if this statue is the exact size.
Go ahead and roll me again another Arcana check on that. Okay. Sorry, I was pulling something else up. What did you get? I
I
have to
got
scroll
10.
down.
Unless someone wants to help.
Got a 10. No. Nope. Nothing that. Like, you haven't actually encountered that many imps yet in life. As
Has
a level
anyone
1,
encountered imps?
whatever.
Oh yes, lass,
Because
I have. I
this
have
is
encountered
so
some imps.
detailed in carving that I feel like it's just an imp turned into a statue.
Oh, is that so, lass? Let me see that.
Here you go. Take again.
I remember those imps. We were lost in the forest. It was some time ago. And we were attacked by a succubi, an evil she-demon of the 9 hells. She leaped out, surrounded by her protege of hundreds of imps. And I'll tell you, lad, I'll tell you one thing about imps. They're stingers. You don't like getting stung by their stingers. We lost a lot of good men that day. Actually lost them. They died. It was awful. But we won in the end because we had a great paladin at our side. If this is an actual imp, well, it's best we destroy it.
Or maybe it could show us where the lady went.
I got this, Chief. Fight it.
Does anything happen when he bites it?
No, nothing happens. It just bite you. Just your teeth wrench into some onyx. No, that wasn't very nice.
We should go back to that circle.
We
already. Why would we want to summon an imp?
It might know.
You
where
wouldn't. You
the
didn't
lady
want to.
went.
Okay, you didn't want. You didn't want us to summon the imp before. What?
Some of the.
Isn't an imp worse?
Well, anyway, I'll hold on to this imp. And I opened up this door.
Did we check for books? We haven't checked for books.
Yeah, I will check for books.
All right, I'm gonna let
With
you
letters.
roll off that crit investigation, and because it's not. There's a book in the middle of the table, and it's got a T on the spine.
What letters are we on?
We have, for the red letters, RIBLT.
Well, I was wrong.
I was wrong too.
Still need more vowels.
Is it triple?
The triple?
Then we would be in
Triple.
trouble.
Triple. TRIBLE. Triple.
Okay. All right, Wizard Man, let's go. Or stay
Oh,
here. I don't
okay.
care. Whatever.
Well, I'll stay here and keep trying to do some more looking around and what's on our research. So yeah, come and get me when you.
I'm gonna bring the statue with me.
Hold on.
Oh.
Do you have any potions of healing? That one over there, keep
I didn't collapse last time.
collapsing in every room.
He says, no, sorry, I wasn't planning on getting any scraps where I would need healing today. Didn't plan on coming here, to be honest. Just said scepter when I shouldn't
Neither
have.
did we.
Yep.
This is a place you can only go to if you don't plan to.
All right.
That's the clue.
I was incredibly of you.
What's that?
When you're older.
Oh. So that means you're old. Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty young for a dwarf.
All right, we're leaving.
All right, so you can leave out of the, like, to continue on, you can go into the hallway. I think you can just go forward, Jess, with your character. The door's gone.
Door's still there.
Yes.
I think
No,
so.
I cannot move my
check.
character.
You're just
Sorry. Now it's better.
There we go.
Yep. All right, lads, we're gonna go this way. And there's a door here, I assume. I open it and I go inside.
Oop.
And then I go to this door here, and then I open it immediately and I go inside there. With no hesitation and a heart filled with bravery, I open the door. Well, lass, what kind of story would you like to hear?
Have you ever gotten into a fight with a door?
With a door! Oh, lass. Oh, I thought you'd never ask that one. Let me tell you, it's me and 10 fellas. It was only a week ago. It was on that
Oh, I love
same
Happy
street,
Week.
that same street of Emporiums. We went to Jim's Laugh Factory. It was a comedy club within that area. And inside the front door, it was animated. And I tried to go in and said it needed 4 copper. I said, your establishment's a 3 copper establishment at most. And the door, it swung at me in an aggressive manner, so I destroyed it entirely. So I have fought an animated door, but it pales not in comparison to what happened the next day at Ted's Door Emporium.
Do tell.
Oh, it was awful. We lost 15 men. They got lost on the street on the way there. It was just me and 2 others, and we fought so many doors. It was only after we had destroyed every single one of them that Ted came out, and he said, "What are you doing?" Ted was a dwarf. And he said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm destroying these evil doors, Ted. They're trying to kill us and eat children." And he said, "No, they're not. They're not enchanted at all." And I knew at that moment they were not enchanted. I had just been destroying inanimate doors out of pure reflex.
This is the best and bravest story you have ever told.
Thank you. Thank you, Les.
I walk back to the door and start just then start saying it.
All right. So, as you enter the room, each corner of this pleasant parlor has a scarlet armchair and a reading table piled high with books. A cheery fire burns in the fireplace. A pair of swords sits in a rack above the fireplace, and the heads of various animals are mounted on the wall.
Is this room right here you're talking about?
Sorry. Oops. Yep, you're right. I'm sorry. I forgot fucking lighting.
Okay, it's fine.
Let me fix that right now. Zoom in more, because roll 20. Catch it. See it. Oh, it also has to be like in the middle of the page for it to be recognized. It's very persnickety. All right. And then there was light.
I step in
There you go.
with
So
a heart
you've got-
filled with bravery and sword at hand.
All right. You are in the room.
All right, lads, there's got to be something in here.
Yeah, there's
I'm
a lot
gonna
of things
go.
to look at.
I'm gonna examine
uh,
this over there.
Yeah, so over the fireplace, on the wall, there's a mounted rack from an elk.
Oh,
A stag. A stag.
lads,
As you look
don't
around,
see
you
a
can see that
stag
the other
like.
ones are.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Lads, you don't see a stag like this every now and then, but every now and then. I'll tell you,
I've seen
lads,
one.
I once killed a stag with my bare hands.
Oh,
It was when I was a
shot one with
boy.
crossbow.
I was but a boy, wandering the forest, when I was attacked by a great beast. It was a wolf, and as I killed it, a stag stepped out. And in my blood rage, I killed that stag as well. You should have seen the horns on it.
So now that you're in the room and you can look around, in addition to the stag and the story, there's also on the walls a wolf, a peryton, a hellhound, and a black dragon wormling.
Whoa.
The heads of trophy
Oh.
heads of.
Ooh,
Yeah.
a black dragon. Lads, I would love to fight a dragon. 1-on-1, mono in mono. I'm sure I could take it down.
Do dragons have hands?
It depends on how you define hands. They've got
Olha
claws.
looks at his hands.
You know, does Olhal have hands?
Yes.
Yeah, all right then. A dragon looks kind of like Olhal, if you kind of think about it.
I don't do that.
Well, lad, if you did, you'd understand. But without that
Uh.
understanding, you just have to go on what we say.
That makes sense.
Good, good. So, I'd love to wrestle a dragon hand on hand, just like this one right here. Oh, what a dream it would be.
Wouldn't you have to make the dragon agree to fight only hand to hand?
No. Dragons don't have any weapons. They can't hold things. They don't have hands.
I thought they could breathe things from their mouth holes.
Oh, I would take his head and I would put it under my arm and I would just hold it shut while I fought it. I'd punch it in the snout once more over and over again.
I thought you wanted to punch its hands.
I do want to punch its hands and its face and all the other parts until it doesn't move anymore and I'm victorious. Ah, if only.
Are there any clues in this room?
Oh, let's look around.
Yeah, go ahead. Roll me some investigation checks if you want to have a look. Tell me what you're going to do.
I'm looking
gonna
at all the
s-
heads. I'm going to investigate the heads.
I'm gonna
Okay.
bite at things. That's
It's
my-
what Tark's doing. Tark got distracted by something.
Okay. There's a pretty
Ooh.
fire at the end of the room.
Got a 19 for shoving random things into my mouth.
All right. As soon as you shove something in your mouth, the swords that were on above the fireplace, life. I need everyone.
Yay!
Click on your token.
And time to take a hit for the
Whoa!
team.
Oh hell yeah! Knock my
I've been
ass
rolling
out.
so well on my
Knock me out,
initiative.
Zach.
Wow. You're terrible.
All right. Yeah, you've been doing really good, Caspin.
Yeah, I don't know how I keep getting so good rolls on my initiative.
Yeah, you're doing brilliant. All right, well, you are up first because they sort of leap off of the wall. So I'm just going to call it regular initiative because no one was right next to the fireplace. So
Oh, I'm gonna go up and I'm gonna use my flail on the sword. My magical flail.
all right,
That
will
does not hit.
Nope, does not.
Lad, you
All right,
tried. You
Next up, as
tried.
usual, Horat.
Let me go ahead and swing at this thing myself. I once fought a bunch of swords.
Was it at an emporium?
Yes.
Sword Emporium.
It was Jacob's Sword Emporium.
Oh, J names.
All right, that will hit.
And I'll tell you, lads, as he's swinging this great sword, there was a bloody fight between me and all those swords. The swords were being wielded by the city guard, but I was drunk and on a bender, and I was winning each and every one of those fights. And at the
Which
end
one
of it,
were you?
the one right in front of me.
Oh. Okay.
But I did fight those swords, as well as I fought the men holding those swords. And at the end, I bought them all a drink.
Swords too.
No, the swords were destroyed.
Oh. Did you buy them new swords?
No, why would I do that?
Oh. Well, you broke them.
There was no more swords in the emporium. Okay.
Oh, there were plenty of swords in the Emporium.
Oh,
I didn't tell you enough what happened in the Emporium before that. Oh, it was 3 days before that. We were over there. We were actually down the road. We were just getting done at the Mystic Emporium of Big Hammers. And I'll tell you, those big hammers, you don't want to be hit by one of those. And as we were walking by, there was the swords. All of them come flying off the racks. That's because we bought them all. They were flying off the racks.
oh, there was a sale.
Yes. But then afterwards, we practiced with those swords, and that is how I know all about those swords.
Wow, and you could say all that in 6 seconds. Amazing.
All right, Sarielle. I think I just need pasta time. Give pasta time to collect herself, but just kept being funny, so it didn't help. Can you just like roll what you need to? Don't describe it. Just you can do your fireball. That's not gonna hit though. Nope, not even close. All right.
Sarielle is awful so laughing. She's also laughing her ass off.
All right. Yes, you got disadvantage for that. Targ.
Targ's going to step up.
What would you do?
Glaive over the head of the dwarf.
That unfortunately will not do it.
Time for some
Wow.
swords.
So in front of the swords are Caspin and Olhan. So guess who's each going to get a longsword at their heads?
Okay.
All right. So this will be for Caspin.
Does
14.
not hit.
And Olhan. That probably will.
Oh, definitely.
Yep. So that's 6 slashing
Oh
damage. to
no,
you.
that was it. That's all I had.
Ha! Who
So you're
always
down?
passes out
Yo,
now,
yeah.
bitch?
Roll us a death save, my boy.
Yep. Oh no, I'm sorry. I'll do it.
Oh, she doesn't want us to know. I forget she does.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and make the roll. Okay. Who? Caspin.
Oh. Oh, I'm gonna attack the one in front of me again.
Okay.
Nope.
That does not hit. All right. Now to Horat.
I'm fucking useless.
We'll go ahead and swing that great sword
Swing away.
at that long sword.
What about an okay sword?
20,
Another hit.
15 damage.
Oh damn. You take it. I'm pretty. Yeah. You take it. You can describe how you destroy it.
All right, talking to them, and as he's speaking, he just swings full force. The sword shatters into pieces, and he goes
In the middle of his story about the door emporium.
in the very middle of the story, not even looking away, not even looking at the sword as he destroys it. And then he goes, "They don't make them like they used to."
All right. Sarielle.
Okay, I'm gonna try this one again with Firebolt. Right.
Let's go. Let's go. Come on.
Nope.
No.
Oh, another
And
crit
hopefully,
fail.
okay.
Thunk.
Being
Goes into
backseat
the
on battles.
fire underneath the fireplace where they were hanging. All right. Targ.
This is the same again.
No.
Ah,
doesn't-
13 this time.
Nope. And this time, yeah,
Still
you reach
nothing.
over, but nope. All right. So it is back to the flying swords. It's going to sort of dance around a little bit, and then it's going to come at you, Caspin. 14?
Nope.
Oof. Wow. Bad choice for it. Okay. Ulhan, You've got a party member down and a sword. Oh no, you're the party member who's down. Sorry. Cast
Another death
Yep.
save.
Yep. Get out another dice. All right.
Can I go through all her his like because he has some healing potion on him? Can I because he doesn't wear clothes, so they have to be pretty obvious where they are.
I would say that you could get it off his body, like search him and get it off his body as an action, and then give it to him. And what do we say? Feeding it to yourself is a bonus action, but giving it to someone else is an action?
Something like that.
Yeah, normally
that's my
when
homebrew rule, but that's just me.
Okay.
my rule
That's
normally,
common.
because potions can become a tedium thing if you make it, is that like if you drink a potion yourself, it's a free action because
Oh, okay, yeah.
and then if you give it a potion to somebody, it's a bonus action. That way it doesn't
Okay. Yeah,
slow
since it's a
anything
one
down.
shot, we're kind of like we don't have rules, so I'll say that you can use your action to find it and a bonus action to give it to him.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay. So who's gonna roll the?
Oh, I can do it. 2d4.
Plus 2.
Plus 2. So
Nice.
9.
That's all my HP
You're
back.
up. Don't you love being level 1? Okay. All right, then, yeah, that is your go, and we are to Horat. Saving party members, very important.
Sword at sword.
Okay, worked before, so yep, that's another hit.
So a
These
9
guys aren't
damage.
easy to hit. All right, that one's fresh, so it's the first time it's been damaged, but it's looking dinged already. Good funk out of it. Now to Sarielle.
There we go. Try again.
Hey!
Yes! You
5 points.
knock it.
Nice.
Don't knock it out, but you did take a chunk out of it. Thunk.
Woo! Gonna do a little dance.
Heat damage.
Whew. All right, now to Targ.
Can Targ finish this off?
Yay!
Yeah, go ahead and roll your damage, and you can describe how it dies.
As it's twirling the fireball, Targ just slashes the handguard off.
Boom. Yep, falls to the ground, broken and useless. All right, and y'all are out of initiative. Okay. So, room, yep. What would you like to do? You looked around, you had a look at the heads of the various beasts.
Did me shoving things into my mouth, besides waking everything else, get me anything?
Well, okay, you've got a pretty good passive perception. I will say that the table, what did you put in your mouth? Like, what were you eating? Was it a chair?
Probably the
table?
chair, yeah, the chair table, like, and just biting down on it, tasting it, and move to the next.
All right, so as you're gnawing on one of the armchairs, a little glint of red illuminated paint catches your eye in a stack of books. And you found the letter Y.
Oh, the letter Y. The letters are we on?
We have R-I-E-L-T-Y.
That's 6 red.
R-I.
E-L-T-Y. It could be Liberty.
Did that do anything? Not Liberty.
In the room? In this room? No.
Saying Liberty.
Mm-hmm.
All right, lads.
But we need to go to the circle to try it out. So
Yeah.
it'd be Liberty.
All right, I'm leaving now. I go to the next room.
Yes, we need more stories.
Kick this door open with aggression.
Racist.
Well, this door is actually, the door is left ajar. It's left open a bit.
I kick it open anyway.
And this isn't open.
You close it just to kick it. I close the door.
This
Yeah, I kick
is
it
an open and airy bedroom. A canopied bed with rich scarlet curtains occupies one corner. A jug and a wash basin stand on top of a chest of drawers, and a fluffy black cat is napping on the bed. One wall is covered with a large painting of a gold dragon perched heroically on a mountaintop. And as you enter the room, the cat jumps down from the bed and stretches and comes over and meows at you.
Rat bends over and tries to scratch the kitty.
Yeah, roll me another animal handling check.
9.
Oh.
This time it kind of like you offer your hand and it sort of like sniffs some of the goo that you've got on there from the things you've killed, and it's a little bit put off by that. Oh, by the way, you failed both of your death saving throws. You got
Nice.
a 7 and a 6.
Thank you, team. Appreciate you keeping me alive.
Well, lads, I guess look over this room.
It doesn't leave, but it doesn't.
Yeah, it's not being bestie.
Okay. Yes. Right. Yep. Go ahead. I mean, I'll just say, like, since everyone's looking at this point, you know what you're looking for.
Yeah.
That on one of the chest of drawers, you find a book with the letter E on it.
For liberty.
Oh, we should give it a try. Let's go get the wizard man. Also, I'm gonna go bite that bed.
I should come alive and
Okay.
knock me out.
I got to. And then,
Bite it.
then walk away. Pretty tasty.
I'm gonna go get that wizard fella.
With the wizard fella.
Yeah.
Open the door. Look inside. What's he doing? I'm gonna open it really fast, like
Hey,
I'm
he's-
trying to I'm like a parent trying to walk in on something.
Better not be.
He's like
masturbating.
writing notes. He's got the imp. No, he's making notes. He's still writing. Someone else has the imp. Who has the imp?
Oh, it's fine.
I believe Sarielle has the imp.
Okay. He's making notes on that. What he noticed about it and other parts of like what's in this room.
Lad, I believe we
White
found
ink.
the word. Or a
Oh.
word.
Oh, how wonderful! Oh, excellent. All right. So, should we all head down to the foyer and try it out?
Yes. Though I do feel kind of bad not finding. Just something doesn't feel right about leaving her here. If she's here, she could not be here. Anyway, let's go.
Okay. You all descend the stairs into the hallway. I'm not going to move you again for this bit, so it's just a cutscene. You walk into the foyer and gather everyone around the runes that are written into the ground. And yeah, then what?
I say the word liberty.
Right. You say the word liberty, and as you finish the word, another bright light fills your vision as you are all teleported back into the room that you originally had come from. But sorry, L. The imp comes to life and attacks you. So I'm gonna...
Oh, but you have it in your mouth.
I did have it in my mouth.
So-
To be fair, I had it in my mouth.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so-
Sorry.
That doesn't attack
Okay,
her.
then I stand
It attacks
corrected.
you.
I retcon that. No, I thought you okay. It just comes to life in your mouth
I
and it
knew
it.
attacks you. It gets a surprise attack round.
On my mouth.
Because
Okay.
it's in
Shouldn't
your
that-
mouth.
Move
Yep.
you into
Hold
the
on.
Shouldn't
one
it
second. Let
technically
me
be
just
considered
get the.
grappled?
I was gonna say, is it grappled by me?
Yeah, so here's here is the thing is that I don't have a space for this fight to take place, so we're just going to put it into this room that you were just in.
Okay.
And then, oh, sorry, yeah, I actually have to get I was so busy setting things up, I forgot to get the turn order. Did everyone already click on their initiative?
Nope.
Oh, it's just taking a little while to pop up in my. Okay.
Hey, I did not terrible.
Oh, for once I didn't do extremely well.
All right, so it is going to get a surprise attack on you.
Is it gonna be grappled? Because I've been doing it this whole time.
Yeah, I'll say it's grappled. That's
Nice.
fair. That's fair.
It can
But it
surprise
does
me
get
in
you.
my mouth, but
Yes.
yeah, oh no, definitely does get me.
Okay. So, I need you to take. Well, it's going to take 5 piercing
Oof,
damage, and I need a
dash.
con saving throw, please.
Good at those, thankfully. Half as much.
Yeah.
Oh, it doesn't matter. I am not living that.
Oh no!
You went
Half as
down.
much is still like like
10
it doesn't even. It's still
10
10.
total.
Like I'm 9 HP.
All right, you guys come back into the room, back in Candlekeep, and suddenly Ulhan's mouth just like the imp in it swells up in size. And God, I don't understand. I don't
Excuse
think I'm being
us.
this loud.
You
I honestly.
should knock back.
What was
Do
was
it.
that?
That was my neighbor.
Okay, my favorite thing is when
What,
I
at
hear
your
what a
door?
neighbor's doing.
No,
I
the
like to
thing
yell
is,
at them. You know I can hear you, right?
I face a hallway. There's nobody in front of me. Like there's no one. It must be my neighbor underneath me. Anyway, I
Roll
don't think I'm being
initiative.
that loud.
No.
Are they like below you?
Yes,
Oh, so they're like hitting the floor or
I
ceiling.
think so. They must be.
That's weird.
Yeah. I know, it's so weird. Anyway, so yes, we're gonna say, yes. So anyway, he goes down. Ulhul goes down,
With an
and
imp
we
in his
are
mouth.
too. Yes, with an imp in his mouth it's now no longer grappled. Okay, Sarielle.
All right. Cast Fireball. Hold. Hehehe.
Oh yeah, that hits.
On a fire creature?
fired.
Okay.
A fire creature.
That's all I
Oh,
have. Okay. You're down.
Let me see if it's immune. Oh, I'm sorry, you're right. Immunity from fire.
Yeah, this is a fire
So-
creature.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
I tried my best.
sorry, I was looking at its
Good luck,
AC.
guys.
Have your stuff.
I just.
Ulhul is
Good
down.
luck.
I just.
Roll for Olhal.
Aspen.
Well, I'm gonna go over and I'm gonna take a swing at the imp with my magical flail.
There you
21.
go.
That hits.
7.
It's magical damage.
Oof.
Yeah. Ah.
Nice.
And now roll 20 do that thing where the damage calculation stays up, so you can't actually do anything.
Right.
So time to. There we go.
All right. He does take damage, but it's not as much as you would think.
Wait, it's a magical weapon.
Yeah, but it's not silvered.
Oh. I thought it was
Non-magical
ores.
attacks not made with silvered is what I'm reading.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah,
not a
that means
non-magical attack.
non-magical attacks, not silvered, meaning it's magical weapons will do normal damage, and in non-magical weapons that don't have silver in them.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Yeah, it's kind of abbreviated that way.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right, got it.
So 7 bludgeoning.
All right, Thunk. 7 bludgeoning. He's already looking bad.
Good.
But he is up next, and he sees you, and you just hit him. So guess who's gonna
That's
get
fair.
a bite attack? Yeah,
That's
sting
fair.
attack. But
That
he
does not hit
misses. All right, Targ.
Get it, Targ.
Hey, Tark's turn.
That
Does
will
a
not.
14 hit?
Actually, yes, it does. It does hit.
Ah.
All right,
And
but that
8
is
slashing, but it is non-magical.
correct. But you know what? It doesn't matter because it's one more than you need.
Yeah.
You can
Yeah.
describe how you kill the imp.
Target's been really good at getting kills.
Our target is a half-orc barbarian with a glaive, so
Yeah.
yeah. So target just does an overhead swing that catches the imp and slices it in half.
All right, so as you do this, the doors to the room open, and the two acolytes that you'd left a few hours ago look at you with their mouths, gaping open, with the dead imp, now just like turning to smoke on the floor in front of you. And they went,
I rush over and get another one of Ulha's the healing potions he got.
okay,
Has on it and feeds
Yep.
it to him.
all right.
And he
So-
heals
7
all his.
HP.
You're
Well,
back
lads.
up to full.
Looking at the guys, we've got some news, lads.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, well, what's
Keyword word.
that?
Well,
One of the-
first of all, if you say a specific word in this place, you'll be transported to her old mansion. That's in a, different place. And if you say the word liberty, you'll come back.
Oh,
But
Oh,
what
wow.
I found that was most interesting, lads, was that she's not dead. She's not there. No.
what?
But her homunculi, which are linked to her own being, are still alive in that place. So the
They
last
make
is
food.
alive.
Oh,
That-
well.
Bears the reason that the mistress is still living. So maybe she might be a bit preoccupied currently.
Well, this is all. We'll have to go to the master and talk about this. But yes, it's very good. You found we were not supposed to have unauthorized extra-dimensional spaces in Candlekeep, and so we will have to go through and make sure everything is secured. And appreciate you going through it and finding it out and learning this information for us.
Well, that's why you hired me. After all my emporiums, I was an expert on magical weapons and armor. And killing them, specifically.
They
I-
didn't hire you.
No, they didn't. But others did.
Did the imp turn back into Onyx?
No, it turned into smoke and disappeared.
Damn it! Stick it back in my mouth.
Well, your
Sure do
acolytes
love
You can breathe in the smoke.
Yeah.
your
loves hot things in his mouth.
Where I
At
store
this
like,
point-
by the way, it's where I store everything. So like, when you had to get like potions out, like you had to reach in there and grab a potion and then shove it back in my mouth.
Fair enough. No, I would just reach in and uncork it inside the mouth. Not even take it out.
Like one of those fish who just carries their baby around in their mouth.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or the frogs that carry them around in their own stomach.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That's it.
That's always weird.
That's my inventory, is my mouth.
Just vomit it up.
You've got like nice shelving in there. Like it's
Like
nice and
chipmunk.
organized.
It's like chipmunk cheeks.
That's sick.
All right. Well, as a consequence of what you all have done in the mansion, yes, the case of Fistandilla is going to kind of be continued. We're going to investigate it more. You're all offered lodging for the night there in Candlekeep, and you'll be able to go on your way, report back, and figure out some way to get compensated for all of this stuff to get books that you didn't inherit. But you guys have completed the joy of extra-dimensional spaces, so thank you so
Can
much
I
for
ask-
playing.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, of course.
Is she the cat?
No, she's missing. She's still missing somewhere.
Okay, I was thinking
Is
she
she-
might have been that the cat might have been her polymorph.
Oh.
Oh, right. No, actually, she's like the thing at the end of the adventure is, oh, you might drop her in a future campaign. They might run into her later at some point on their adventures.
Was she a necromancer? Was that her thing?
No, she wasn't. It doesn't say that. Like she would literally just like could have disappeared. To be honest, they had a whole different. I kind of reworked the plot line. I didn't like their plot line on this one because you were supposed to be from a village where there was a drought and you needed to go find Matrius, and he had found this thing, and you had no connection to Fistandila at all, and it didn't make sense because he was going to like go back and keep the portal open for you, but why wouldn't you just go back and take care of your village? So I just figured if you guys were the inheritors of the book, you'd have more of a stake in what was going on. So I changed that up a bit.
That makes sense. This was fun.
Yeah.
I enjoyed all the Emporium stories.
Those were the best part.
Yeah, it wasn't my game. It was Jess.
It was Horat, an old character who I've done this with many times.
And getting to play a character who just purposely where I can just purposely misunderstand everything.
You never do that. You never play characters that purposely misunderstand what's going on in a situation. At all. This is new.
What does it mean to give a hand? Why do you want a hand?
Why do you want a hand?
That is different.
What kind of fish are you?
That's
You're freshwater fish?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
How's that a misunderstanding? The freshwater fish, it wasn't a misunderstanding. That was what you asked.
I can't.
A goldfish is a freshwater fish. Like, what more do you want?
And on that bombshell.
I think... You can end it because you're way better at it than I.
Okay, you're going to have to turn off the button.
Yes, I will turn off the button.
All right.
He has the button in sight.
All right, so next week we've got Christiosity back, right?
Yes.
Yep, and then we've got the Friday Call of Cthulhu and the 30th of October, fundraiser Call of Cthulhu and fundraiser October 30th, D&D Halloween one-shot. So
and next
join
week
us.
we don't have R&D.
Oh yeah, I can stream, or actually it might be micro-streaming. We'll have to see how that goes.
How
We'll have to
dare
figure it out.
R&D.
I gotta go to a con.
I don't. What con do you got to go to?
Anime con. I'm gonna cosplay and everything.
Ooh, sounds fun.
What are you cosplaying as?
Trevor Belmont from Castlevania.
All right, that's a pretty good idea. That's pretty cool.
Well, if Jess approves. Yes. All that's left to be said is goodbye from me and goodbye from the party. Say goodbye, party.
Goodbye, party.